All right, we're live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the late night stream. How's it going, everybody? Oops, looks like I didn't upload that thumbnail. My bad. Let me get that changed. We're just going to save this image. There we go. And then let's head over here. All right, let's grab this. Hey, what's up, guys? Let's see. We're jumping in here. All right, there we go. And we're going to say, ooh, what should the title be tonight? Hot Pokemon cards. And no, Hot Pokemon cards is such an easy title. I could talk about the latest stuff that's here. Let's go, let's say repricing slabs for October. That's probably what we'll be doing tonight. And then we'll say, so repricing slabs for October, new giveaways, and hot breaks, live card shop. Nothing real exciting happening today. All right. Very good. As of October, channel memberships is available for purchase on iOS devices. What? Hey, what's up, guys? Hello, Tammy. How's it going? All right, let me jump out of here. I'm offline. Let's try that again. Okay. Come on now. Let's jump here. Here it is. All right. We're setting up the iPad. Perfect. All right. So Troy's here. He says, nice debate. What? Here's a Thim. Here's Thuji, Isaac, Mr. Adam, Alex, Tammy, Cody, Jose Trevino. How's it going, guys? We're just starting a little bit late tonight. I was indulging myself in some online debate. We were talking about, politics in our Discord server for fun. We are. Sometimes I get into that. I shouldn't do that, though, you know, because I should just be live over here. I can talk about it over here and be live at the same time. So, but you know, I get hooked. All right, let's see. So, okay. Breaking: FBI documents confirm Jeffrey Epstein handed information to the FBI. What? All right, I don't know what that's all about. Man, it's warm in here. We're at that time of the year where the AC doesn't trigger anymore, and then the room gets like stuffy. All right. Mr. Jonas, he says, get me a round of shipping. Yes, sir. Let me reset the shipping software. Would you ever break a $5,000 card, says Piasu. I mean, in theory, we could. It's not impossible. Right? Like, we could do, well, what's 1,000 divided by 4? Isn't it 25? So 1,000 divided by 40 is 25. So we could have a 25 spot list, and, you know, it could be like a mega break spot if you get pulled. Odds of 1 in 25 are pretty harsh. And then, you know, if it's a $5,000 card, it would just need to be five of those $1,000 spots. So it's possible. It would just take a long time, I think. Welcome, guys. Welcome in. How's it going? We got 26 viewers already. How's it going, everybody? Mr. Jonas. Here he is. Here's his bag. I'm going to set it to 8 ounces. Jonas was real nice to us, man. He was going deep in the daytime stream. How about that? He's a new guy, so that's really cool. We're going to say playing cards. Playing cards. 8 ounces, a value of, I don't know, $40. Okay. Hit OK on that. All right, let's see if this level pops up. $125 spot break. Nah, that's too high, man. That's way too high. That's too high. Come on now. It needs to give me a price is what it needs to do. Ah, there it goes. Okay, and let's print this level out. Bring it. My eyes itchy. It's October 2nd already, huh? So I think Karis's parents are coming down on the 10th. Turn this down a little bit. There we go. Good, 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 good. Okay, we'll fold this label over. How are you guys doing tonight? Hope you guys are having a great night. Tonight's the Wednesday night. It's Wednesday day night. Whoa. Mistress the best master debater. God, dude. You're going to make me depressed. And make me think of Charlie Kirk saying that. All right. Okay. Good. Place this over here. So, how's it going, everybody? Let's grab these Charizards off the table. I love owning 5 of the same slab, because then I get to use it as a display. I was really lucky to grab 5 of these before the big Pokemon boom. I would say this is one of my finest parts of my collection. These old Charizards. They're really good. Crystal Guardians Charizard. They're in old sleeves, too, actually. Look at that information. 5,000, 7,000. That one doesn't have any info on it. Yeah, these 3 don't have info. What's the value on those bad boys? Well, it's hard to say. He's what we do know is that the Delta Species reverse holo stamps are super expensive now. They all shot up in price. And when I was buying this Charizard, he actually cost more than the gold stars from the Crystal Guardians collection. Can't remember the gold stars from Crystal Guardian. Do you guys remember? It was like, I think the gold star was like Alakazam and one other, I can't remember. But the Charizard actually cost more. He cost more than the gold stars. And that's because he's a really low pop Charizard. Let me go ahead and take a picture of the back of the card. We'll just see. Come on, there it goes. Okay, so for this card, come on now. Population 52. You're looking at a Pop 52 Charizard. That is shockingly rare. Not only is he rare, he's pretty hard to grade. Meaning even if you were somehow very lucky and you pulled one, the odds of a 10 are pretty low. So he might go up like to 55 over time, but it's probably going to stay there at 55. You know, one day there just won't be any more Crystal Guardians to open, and it's just going to stay really, really low pop at that point. Here we are. Oops. Here we are. All right. Beautiful, man. Love it. So tonight, Alex is like the ancient pharaohs. He'll be buried with this collection. So tonight, we're probably going to be working on pricing up old slabs. We're in a new month, and so a big rotation occurs. Darwin Morales is next. He says, he ordered this 1 hour ago. He says, for 13 OP13s, Darwin Morales. You got it, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last sold was about 8.7K. Yeah, there was probably 1 or 2 left on the market, you know, as the big Pokemon boom approached. And that time period's over now, and there's none coming onto the market for sale. Here we are. He's probably more like a $20,000 Charizard. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree, but my opinion is probably like 20,000 now. That's my bet, because you know, again, he's just this crazy low pop card, and we saw this explosion in the price of the Gold Star cards and anything associated with them. All the reverse holo stamps went from like $300 to $500 per card. Now all the good reverse holo cards, they're going for like 2, 3, 4,000 now. It's really crazy prices now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's nearly 45,000 on the table, mister. Yeah, well, and I would argue that it's actually more than that. I would argue, again, that, you know, if I was trying to put a correct price on this Charizard today, I mean, I think you could argue 15,000. Even that's a conservative price, 15,000. So I would say they're probably more like 15,000. I wouldn't sell mine at 15,000. No way. I might buy one at 15,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 15,000 times 5 would be, what is that, 75? I think that's 75,000. I might buy one at 15,000. I don't think I'd sell mine at 15,000. They're too nice. Here goes. All right. Can't believe it. Tammy told me. What? The sale was back in April, so it's definitely more. Tammy got double AR in hers. That's right. So Alex, you got a gift, and that's really nice. You got that Reshiram. So funny, you didn't even open it. It was just a gift from Mark. Tammy says rigged. I'm sorry, Tammy. All right. Speaking of which, I need to place an order for more of those Korean black-white boxes. They're somewhat popular, and definitely not as popular as Korean Rocket, but they're somewhat popular. Toss that away. Ready. When? What is this music? Double of the same AR. Welcome, guys, to our late night Pokemon card live shop. Starting a little late tonight. Sorry for that. Gonna send a tag. Mark will be preserved forever. You will have to wait till tag grades Korean cards. They don't grade Korean yet. Hopefully they do soon, because I'll send them some Korean cards myself. I get some Korean cards from expired bags sometimes. Here we are. All right, here we are. There we go. Oh. Oh. Tossing that away. Here are these. Darwin Morales. Are there any consistent Christmas-themed card sets? Christmas, you say? I can't think of any, no. We are. Delibird is kind of a Christmas Pokemon. I would probably bet Cryogonal, Vanillix, maybe Jinx. Jinx, not really. Jinx is kind of associated with ice. Yeah, I can't really think of a lot of Christmas Pokemon. Ooh. Besides the holiday calendar, when is Tag going to do Korean cards? Hopefully soon. They ought to do them soon. There's Darwin. They probably don't always know what the demand is. But, you know, I actually sent them a Japanese card recently, and they were not able to grade it because they said there was something wrong with the language. And I thought to myself, they don't even know, like, they're not ready for this card or something like that. So, you know, they're still getting languages down. I think they gave themselves a burden when they decided that their labels should have, you know, kanji on the labels, because it's, I mean, they pretty much need an expert in language for those labels now as a result. So yeah, it's a tricky problem for them probably, but they want to do that, and they can. I mean, they say that it makes your slabs more desirable in the foreign market, and they might actually have a good point. Let's see, Darren, Dabian, DDB. You know, they're clearly a company that's trying to innovate. So if you're a Japanese guy looking to buy a Japanese Pokemon card, and you have two options, a PSA version of it, PSA 10, and a tag version, and you have to choose between the two, you might go with the tag graded one just because it has the name in Japanese on it, you know? You might be like, I can read that one in Japanese. So here's Mr. Darwin with the very old bag. Mr. Darwin. I think they announced Chinese not too long ago. Yeah, they do grade Chinese cards now. Here we are. Konnichiwa. Oh, my God. Oh, my Jesus. Okay. Cool. That's the first opening of the night. Darwin Morales. We're going to call this baggie number 2. Whew. But that also shows, you know, the fact that they announced Chinese shows you that they do want to grade all the languages. They make it hard on themselves because they require them. I guess they require the label to have the language, not just in English, but in both languages. Okay, let's get these guys off the table. All right. We had a cards slide out so easily. Hold on, let me pick these up. It's funny because they're really expensive. All right, there we go. All right. They slide so easily in those sleeves. The daytime stream was kind of slow, so I would be shocked if the nighttime stream wasn't somewhat slow. By the way, guys, smash that like button. We're at 42 viewers and 10 likes. Let's get it up to 20. Here's Superstar. Yeah, I would not be surprised if tonight was a slow night. Yesterday was a slow night, and the daytime stream was slow. So I think we're entering a slow week. I share my perspective on why that might be. It's probably because people already kind of blew their load on the new sets that came out. And then after that, they need time to recharge, probably. Hey, what's up, CS Man? How's it going, man? So here's Hassan Al-Hamli. What's up? Can you show me my slabs? This is my Discord. I'm not in the server. I'm not in the server. Can you show me my slabs? I am super confused. Can you email me? Can you show me my slabs, Hassan? Are you in the stream right now? That was an hour ago. He needs to join the stream and talk to me about what's going on. Toss that over there. I could potentially go retrieve your slabs out of the shipping area. Is that what you mean? Or are you asking me to like send you pictures? It sounds like you're trying to tell me that you would like maybe like pictures to your Discord. Let me know what you mean by that, okay? What do you think about Pokemon Center promo Charmander PSA 10? I own one. They're really overpriced. Yeah, it's pretty freaking overpriced, Mr. CS Man. You can buy it if you want. How much higher could it even go? It's already so expensive. I should go grab mine and sell it to you. You know what I mean? It's a really, really expensive card. Here's Topps Halo. Here's Waluigi. Waluigi. That's Halo. There we go. Latios. Let's take a picture of these and pull them down. Yeah, the stamps, the Pokemon Center stamped cards, that's what you're referring to. This year, stamped cards went up in price a lot, and it was super cool, and everyone felt really good about it. I feel like they're quite expensive, but maybe their lower population justifies it. The artwork's not bad. Here, taking a picture there. I love how, because we're in vertical mode, the Slabs channel is now going to be vertical pictures. Isn't that funny? Like the stream where you support open borders. We are. We were talking a little bit about that in Discord. We were having a little political conversation, and the gentleman who I was talking with, he was talking about how he kind of supports sort of like changing the laws in America so that you could move in from anywhere, and it would just be legal immigration, and there's no like cap on how many people are from where or anything like that. It's certainly an interesting idea, isn't it? But I was sharing some of my concepts with that, where I felt like, okay, well, if you do that, you know, America would change very rapidly to be like these other countries. So my question is, why not just move to those other countries? Like, do you prefer to be here or do you prefer to be there? And it's an interesting idea. Some people believe in that, but I think if they actually sat down and did some numbers, like if you counted the populations of some of the other countries, you'll realize America doesn't have that many people in it compared to some other countries. And so you could have so many people come in that America would just feel like that country now. And so I was trying to show some of those numbers off. But it's an interesting thought. People are allowed to have their own opinion on it. Here's Hassan. If you could reply to me here, it would be better, because I'm not watching the stream due to work. I see. It's so funny. Hassan sent a second payment an hour ago talking about where to respond. Okay, let's see. They're not going to reprint Obsidian Flames anymore, so it'd be something nice if you want to hold for like 5 years. Here it is. All right. Blew their load, you say? That's right. They blew their wallet load. Let's jump over here. Okay. We're going to jump to Mr. Hassan. Let me refund him this and attach a question. Here it is. Issue a refund. Okay, hold on. I'm responding to him. All right. Whew. All right, working for free now because of the shutdown, says Kendo. I'm sorry. I hate to hear that, Mr. Kendo. I hate to hear that. But you'll get back pay, hopefully, right? Like, presuming that they open it up eventually. Do you think they will? You know what's crazy? It really didn't sound like they were about to work something out. Did you guys notice that? By the end of the fighting, it did not sound like they were about to work something out. But I think all they really need to do is just extend. So if you recall, the Republicans were introducing the ability to simply keep the government funded for like 7 more weeks. That's less than 2 months. So the idea was we'll just fund it for 7 more weeks and we'll keep debating on, how we want the funding bill to work. And Democrats actually turned that down. They said, nah. Okay, let's see. That's going to be Carddass. So I don't think that's very good. All right, you ready? Wow, this is a cool card, man. So this is Steamboat Willie, and it looks cool as heck. All right, I think I might actually turn this one into another break. We got a couple breaks running. I know we got too many breaks. That's Steamboat Willie. Check that out, guys. Wow. I'll zoom in for you guys there. That got a nice PSA 10 on it. All right. When they deemed you mission essential, it is what it is. I don't know much about the United States government. So the United States government's in a lot of debt right now. It has $37 trillion of debt that it pays interest on. So it's not just that we owe that money. We actually pay interest on it. And the Democrats and the Republicans are two different opposing political parties. They don't like each other recently. They don't like each other very much. And they're fighting over how much more money to borrow. So the Federal Reserve hands out a loan to the United States government. And they have to write up like a spending bill before this can happen. And if it doesn't happen, if the spending bill doesn't get passed, then they don't get the money. So right now the government wants more money, and they're fighting over what they should spend money on. That's what they're fighting over. Okay, this will be a 41 and 5. And it seems they're fighting in particular over healthcare, which is a really contested subject between Democrats and Republicans. There we go. Boat sounds. Are we ever going to pay it off? We could. In order to pay it off, the United States would have to bring in larger amounts of money, more tax revenue. So if all of a sudden America started building a bunch of stuff and selling it overseas, and if it started building a bunch of stuff and being very productive between Americans within the country, then the government would simply collect more taxes, and it could use that taxes to fund all of its social welfare programs. And then maybe that amount gets so high, the amount they're bringing in gets so high, it actually matches what they spend. But the likely answer is no, because every time the budget gets balanced, people go, well, now that means I can spend more actually. So we've gotten very used to the idea that we always spend more than we make. It's kind of sick. It's like a mental disease. It's very bad. It's like a person who owns a really fat credit card and they go, well, it's just a little bit of debt. That means I should go into more debt. Nobody actually desires to clear that debt out, and it's not good. Okay, so we shall call this Mickey. We have a specialty break on the table, guys. We have a lot of specialty cards. This one shall be Mickey. He's a 1 in 5 with no star spot. The Federal Reserve is never going to make their money back. Well, most likely what will happen is the purchasing power of the dollar is going to fall as we continue to borrow from ourselves, because that's what it is. You're borrowing from yourself. Like, where does the Federal Reserve get the money to loan to the United States? Well, it prints it. That's how it does it. And they don't even print it these days. It's actually just a number in a computer, and then they just up the number. And so now there's just more cash in circulation, and it hands that number on a computer over to the U.S. government, and then the U.S. government spends it by passing that number on to someone else. So it's not even physical cash anymore. They just hop on a computer and say, okay, now we have more of this. So it's really crazy. Here's Mr. Jalen. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure I don't think they literally print dollars, right? Jalen says too prismatic. They issue debt, essentially. Issuing debt. Jalen says too prismatic. All right. The fast lane was so empty this morning because Tesla can't use it anymore during rush hour. Nice, dude. You are? All right. Very good. I wish I could raise the number in my bank. Well, become a government. Well, another trick you could use is to create like your own cryptocurrency and then issue yourself 80% of all of the existing tokens and then give the rest of the 20% to everyone else without telling them that you're secretly holding on to 80% of it. Then as the value of that crypto rises, go ahead and liquidate your crypto into cash. That's what a lot of crypto bros do to, basically it's called a rug pull. That's what a lot of crypto bros do to sort of like steal from people. And since there's not a lot of regulation around crypto, it happens a lot. That's what happened with the Haktua girl. Remember Haktua coin? Haktua, and spit on that thing. She became a millionaire because of a rug pull. She's basically a thief, but it's not illegal. She never got in trouble for it because it's crypto. Whoops. Should have been more careful with that crypto. Same with Logan Paul. He did stuff like that. You are. Got away with it because, well, it's crypto. Buy at your own risk. All right, TCC coin. I would love to get some of that. I think it'd be hilarious if we had our own crypto coin, like Stinky Poop Butt coin, Cherryzard coin. That'd be fun. Cherryzard. Maybe we'd call it TCC coin. And I don't think anyone would use it, though, right? I don't think. What would be the point? Okay, let's see. Let's see. You know, if we issued our own coin, we'd probably just be piggybacking off of a real coin. So it'd probably be some kind of coin platform that allows you to brand your own coin. That's what we'd have, right? Because we don't have the, we don't have the engineering capital. We don't have the intelligence to create our own coin and all of the servers and encrypting and all that would truly be necessary for that. We don't have that. So probably something like Ethereum or something similar to that allows you to create something that piggybacks off of their system, but pays fees to their system. So I don't think it would be used or worth it. I would use it knowing how honest Mr. is. He's going to tell us he is rug pulling before we buy it. Yeah, that's so funny. I think I've done that before. I think I've said, I guarantee that I'm going to rug pull. There'll be a coin where you're guaranteed that I rug pull. I'll help you issue it, but I want in on the rug pull. Yeah, you're right. That's so funny. It would be cool to have some kind of crypto. What if, you know, a lot of people talk about there being like rug pulls and all that. What if you didn't have a rug pull, but what if you were allowed to own just more of it? Like you just closed it. So like you told everyone, look, I'm issuing 90% of the coin, but I sit on the last 10%. Me and the engineers who developed it sit on the last 10%. And so if you guys buy our coin, yes, we're going to make some money, but no, you're not going to be rug pulled. It won't happen. We don't own enough of the coin to destroy it that way. And we actually want to see it succeed. So I think if you were upfront about it, if you were like, yeah, we're going to own a little bit of it, but you guys get 90%, I think people would probably actually even be accepting of that. They might be like, that's cool. You know, like, at least I'm not getting rug pulled. And then there's other people where what they want to do is they want to make their money off of fees. So they don't care if the coin does good or bad. They just want it traded back and forth a lot. That was Jalen Launch. Thank you so much, Mr. Jalen. Let's see who else is in here. We have a Mr. Athim pre-order Wednesday night, 4 OP13s. Oh, that's weird. That's a pre-order. All right. I thought I got all those. Are you 2 or 3 hours ahead? Yes, I'm in the future. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your round right here, Mr. Athim. A randomized rug pull based on horse racing. I hear it takes a lot of electricity. Yes, crypto takes a lot of electricity. Basically, cryptocurrencies are really fun because they do this really advanced encryption where they don't need like a supporting website necessarily to pass tokens back and forth over the internet. They have these computer farms that are doing sort of like a really big encryption puzzle back and forth with each other that lets you transfer your tokens. And this is decentralized, sort of decentralized, because actually somebody has to create a computer farm to run those mathematical equations all day, and they get paid. They get paid to do that, but it is sort of decentralized. I mean, it's not like the guys who do the server farming have a large amount of control over the crypto in any way, but they get paid to do that. And so they slowly get, more and more crypto coins over time as they, host these equations using computer power. And this is what makes it all possible. Now, to host a computer farm, you need electricity for those computers. So it's kind of funny, but crypto, while appearing to be very sort of like, moralistic, like, oh, it's decentralized, no government, no more funding corrupt banks, get away from all the establishment. While it simultaneously does that, it also eats up humongous amounts of electricity, which one could argue is not good for the environment. I don't think I would argue that because I don't care that much, but you could argue that. So it's an interesting problem. All right, Mr. Thim's box is over here. All right. That you can question the sustainability of it. There we go. I watched the Pokemon Go Ditto poll. Do you make it optional to peel the Ditto? It is optional. You can keep your Ditto unpeeled. You don't have to peel it. He let me peel it. I was like, ooh, awesome. Gonna build a water wheel and just dip it in the river while the county digs through bylaws and see if it's legit. I'll start setting up solar panels on my barn. Yeah. Well, I live in Lake of the Ozarks, and that's basically what we have out here. We have a dam, and a dam is a water wheel. Humongous numbers of gallons of water pass through, like a pipe that the water hits a turbine. The turbine spins, and that spinning generates the electricity, and it actually powers this area out here, and that energy is sent in other places too. So the government spent a lot of money building this dam, and now it makes a bunch of electricity until the dam one day needs to be repaired or fixed or something. All right. Finn and Jake, Heroes of Ooh. Okay, we got a cool card here, guys. You liked it. By the way, this was last priced on $625. $625. It's been a while. They'll definitely shut me down if I dam public waterways. Yeah, unfortunately. That one might not work out for you, huh? There we go. The government would be like, so we found out you're living off the grid. We don't like that. Okay, they'll smash up your water. This really ought to be a green label. We're starting to do green labels. He's $65. Let's get that green label on him. Green label means he's intentionally lower price for a faster sale. Why are we doing green labels? I'm at a point where we are starting to grade vast numbers of cards. We no longer care about holding back the card very carefully. Now we care more about fast sales. Okay, Nicholas is back. Nicholas says he wants 11 packs of OP13. I watched Imperium today. Harry Potter took Defense Against the Dark Arts to another level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, wow, you bought... Okay, cool. You watched Imperium. I've never heard of that. There, you ready? Okay. I wonder if you can make a power farm based off the gas created from sourdough starter fermentation. Probably not. Let's see. All right. I wonder what kind of energy you could generate from your own property. Yeah. Probably just make a big solar panel farm if I had to bet. If you had a big chunk of property in a place that receives a lot of sunlight, you could make a solar panel farm. If you had private land, and if you wanted to do so, I don't know who you'd sell that energy to, though. Who would you sell that energy to? You got the guy. Avada D's nuts, says Mr. Anyman. I usually do 50 hours in 4 days. Then I'm contractually required to be there 5 days a week. What? Piasu says, I'd like to send you a bunch of cards to have graded, but indecisive between tag or PSA. Any advice, pros and cons? I am strongly leaning toward tag because tag is giving me grades at a better price. And this is also in my middleman service. So if you look, PSA grading is costing $9 extra than tag. So you're just getting a much lower price with tag. The second, oh, look at that. You had a beautiful embossed card. All right, check that out, man. Beautiful. What is that? SEC, huh? Cool. So it's not just about that though. Tag is also giving me they're prioritizing our grades first. So we're getting faster turnaround times too, which is really convenient. Cheaper price, faster turnaround times, kind of a no-brainer. But also the question is, what about value? Well, tag slabs sell for about the price of a PSA slab. So not really having troubles in that department either. Here's this, and they look very, very good. Hey, store it in a battery. Store it in a battery system and use it yourself. Ta-da. Do you do crypto? I don't want to get into it, but maybe I should. I have bought and sold crypto for a couple of years now. I bought Bitcoin when it was at like 48,000, and then I sold it when it was about 90, 95, 98. It was like 98 or something. And so I like doubled my money, but I'm kind of stupid. I should have just kept holding, because then it went to like 115 or whatever it is now, maybe 120. So all I had to do was keep holding. I didn't need to sell it. I made the same mistake with Tesla stocks. I bought them and then I sold them because I got nervous, and all I had to do was keep holding them. So, in general, the market has been good. If you buy crypto right now and the market goes down, you're going to wish you hadn't. But the market has been good for a long time, and nobody really knows what happens next. All we know is crypto is really expensive now, and maybe it's still going to rise, or maybe it's going to plateau, or maybe it's going to drop. We don't know. Something bad could happen in the world, or maybe something good happens, like a bunch of wars end or something. Mr. Nicholas with an N. All right. Doo-doo. Do they have a cheap feeling compared to PSA? The exact opposite feeling. It feels, once you have a tag slab, you will feel like PSA is cheap. Here it is. So the tag slab is much heavier and is much shinier than a PSA slab. It's also crystal clear. It's even more clear than a CGC slab, surprisingly. CGC has a slight blue hue to it. This has no hue at all. It's truly clear. Like, you can tell because your skin behind the slab is the same color. But the CGC slabs will have a slight bluish hue. Here it is. So look at my skin behind the slab. See how it's a bit different? So yeah, even the CGC slab has a bluishness to it. You can see it. Let me show you in the zoom. It's not because of the label, it's the actual. See, look at the color of my skin above and below the slab line. See that? Okay, now try that with this. The exact same color. Because it's actually more crystal clear than CGC somehow. CGC was kind of like the expert at that. But these weigh about the same. We actually weighed them. Oh, they look similar too when you turn them sideways. Look at that. These will weigh about the same. However, I feel that CGC has the uglier label than Tag. And then Tag has this big advantage over all the grading companies with this little QR code here. This is what really caught everyone's attention. Besides the nice look and feel, it was this QR code. So you scan the QR code and it takes you to their website, right? And it will give you a breakdown with multiple layers of imaging on why your card failed to get a 10. So it kind of blows subgrades out of the water. Like BGS subgrades, and CGC used to do subgrades, but not anymore. But subgrades have been blown out of the water. They're basically obsolete. This right here gives you a grading review. You can actually scan it right now if you want. You can scan that and test it. Do I need to zoom in on it? So you can test this out if you'd like by scanning that. There you go. So if you screenshot this or scan it, you can go see what that looks like. It's a full grading review, and every card gets a grading review, which is pretty impressive. I don't know how they're doing that, but I think it's just because they've created maybe like an integrated system. They've probably created an integrated system so that while they're grading, the computer is creating like a listing on their website for this thing. So that's all technology, you know, understanding how to create a massive database with tons of images and data in it. That's databasing is what it is. So the tag company is good with technology in that regard. Their slabs are very brittle when you try to crack your cards open. So I believe the crystal clear view, the shininess, I believe is because the plastic is more dense, which is what's causing the brittleness. It's really fascinating. So that's how I feel about tags. And by the way, ask me if tag slabs sell. They do. I've sold virtually all my tag slabs. Obviously, Gimme Goal's still around because he's Gimme Goal. But all of our good tag slabs have all sold. Never had a problem selling them. All of our tag breaks have broken. And when you look up tag prices online, they're about the same price as PSA slabs. Sometimes they cost a little bit more. But I suspect that is because there's just not enough of them yet. So I think if there's an equal number graded on both sides, they'll probably be pretty close to each other at that point. All right. I do think if you're going to have like a super high-end card, like a Gold Star Charizard, the premium price for that Gold Star Charizard will come from PSA slabbing because PSA is such a trusted brand from such a long time ago now. So if you're going to grade like Gold Star Charizard and he has a shot at a 10, go with PSA. Now, if you're going to grade, I don't know, a card you just pulled out of a modern set, perfectly fine to go with tag because everyone can actually see why it graded 10. Everyone can actually see the quality of the card. It's in the grade review and it's in this crystal clear holder. So it's very obvious when a card is a 10 in a tag slab. Very easy to look at. All right, let's see what's next. And our music stopped. Let's get it back. There are big-time tag collectors who will pay a premium for Grail. Yeah, sure. Well, you know, maybe the tag employees or the tag creator himself, maybe they have an interest in buying up a couple tag graded cards out of pride. I don't know. But yeah, maybe there are some collectors out there that strictly want tag for the crystal clear casing. I know more than once I've had cards that I look at them through the holder, the PSA holder, and I say, this looks like crap, dude. Actually, I hate to do this, but I'm going to show you the Mickey Mouse holder. Now look at this. Look at it. Do you see like the blur? What is that blur, dude? Do you see like the lines and the blur? Classic PSA. Look, there's like almost like dots in the plastic, like water drops. That's not the card, by the way. Look at that. All kinds of drops. That's not the card. The card underneath is a 10. It's a clean, like if I crack this out of the holder, you can sometimes get these lines to go away. See that? That's what the card truly looks like. The card's beautiful. It's a great card. It's a PSA 10 card. But the holder's just stinky, dude. And so PSA, that's why I was saying, like, you were asking if tag grading will feel cheap next to PSA. No, it's the other way around. The more used to tag slabs you get, the more you realize PSA slabs definitely do not have the quality, and yet they're the most popular company, so it just doesn't matter. But yeah, PSA slabs are trashy sometimes. I mean, that's just straight up trashy, right? Can you admit that? I mean, I would admit it. And look, this wasn't graded like a year or two ago. This was the most recent grading. This was like in my latest submissions. Look at that, 12 for the cert. So this was recent PSA. Kind of silly. Facebook has a 20,000 community page. Nice. Well, someone should tell that community I'm a tag dealer. I would be happy to do some middleman grading for anyone if they wanted to. But that also, we sell them over here. So when I start receiving those back, we're going to have a lot of tag slabs coming back. Let's see if this one's almost done, actually. Is this one almost done? Isn't that Mickey crazy expensive? He's a little bit expensive. This is a break. We're offering $40, 1 in 5 odds. That's a Mickey Mouse Steamboat Willie break. You might be thinking, Vishal, you might be thinking of the Weiss black and white Steamboat Willie. You might be thinking of that one. Card Wars, man, the nostalgia is hitting me right now. You talking about Adventure Time Card Wars? All right, let's see what we got. So Mark says, I'll do a tag grading for my Metazoo Topps Chrome Bigfoot. Yeah, let's give that a try. So that's graded by Topps, and they claim to grade Topps cards. So they should be able to do it. All right, let's see. Okay. The new Costco Calzone is good. Calzone. It's a buy-sell trade page. Picked up Umbreon EX and Leafeon VMAX on a trade. That's cool, man. Speaking of which, by the way, did you guys know if you're all out of money to open up booster packs with, I am totally open to trades. I will trade you your junky cards that maybe you're not as fascinated with. I will trade you them for better cards. Okay, I don't know where your Bigfoot is. Let me just make sure he's not in here for sure. All right, we got to go hunting for him, huh? That's too bad. Okay. Yes, so you can take cards that maybe you don't care as much about, maybe like B-tier cards, and try to make a trade with me. And I'm open-minded to that because I've got multiple ways to sell those now. I've got the junk packs, but I've also got the ungraded Raw Shuffle, right? The Raw Shuffle. And I've got to have some supply of cards coming in all the time for grading myself. Let's see. We are looking for the Beast. Did we put him back into the pack? I feel like he was actually a more recent pull. Bigfoot. I feel like he was more recent. He's not in here. Mister, I have patience tomorrow, but it's going to be slab away payment. Nice. All right. Would you be interested in tag slabs for trade? Yeah, absolutely. You can trade them to me as well. You can be like, hey, I got these slabs that I would like to trade into you. I love trades. I do trades all the time. We are. Just some tips for trades. So if you have like a PSA 7 energy card, it's probably not going to be worth my time to work very hard on a trade like that. Also, if you're looking to do a trade where you trade your slabs in, it helps if you price them up beforehand and also explain to me how you price them. Did you price them based off of cheapest buy it now, or did you price them based off of last sold? Like, what are they being based off of? You know, if you come in and you say something like, these are last sold price, and I'll even go below last sold price, I'm going to look at it and go, ooh, we are. You know, so the sweeter the deal, you'll want to explain how motivated you are. Aha, I knew he was in these packs. I knew it. Bigfoot. All right. Not to be confused with Littlefoot. Master Trader, TradeConomist. Did you sell that raw trump card that you repoed yesterday? That one has not been sold. That one's still available. I think I was just going to send it off to grade and then trade it or sell it later. There you go. Ooh. So we're sending this off to tag grading. It's a tops card, so they should be able to grade it. Be very interesting to test that out. Do you have tag Heat? Looking to trade my Snorlax and Eevee GX tag 10. I don't know what you mean. Heat Tran? Do you mean Heat Tran? All right, there we go. Bigfoot is real. Yeah. See this blurry footage? I don't know about you, but I believe in the Doberman man. Half Dober, half man. No, how does it go? It goes half Doberman, half man. There we go. The Doberman man. You've never heard of the Doberman man? All right. No valuable tag slabs. Ha. Are you asking if I have some valuable tag slabs? I definitely have some valuable tag slabs. We are. All right, because we've been grading with tag for a little while already. I was actually really early in adopting tag grading, but it was most of all because I wanted to do a tag review video, and that video blew up. I got like 1 million views on it or something. It wasn't 1 million. It might have been less than 1 million, but I got a bunch of views on it. But anyways, we kept grading with tag for a while, and so as a result, I got a couple beautiful tag slabs. Sure. Don't know where they're at. Who's your favorite cryptid? Well, like I said, probably the Doberman man. Part Doberman. Same early last year. Nice. So here's Hathim, top 10 of the OP13s from Mr. Hathim. Let's grab this. That's not Bigfoot. Sorry, I was wrong. There we go. Man, bear, pig. Part man, half man, half bear, and half pig. Man, bear, pig. Lisa, man, bear, pig doesn't exist. Okay, man, bear, pig exists. What are we going to do about it? Remember that episode? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What are we going to do about it? People might crack their PSA 10s to submit them to tag to prove they have a true 10. Well, I think that there will be some cases where people might buy a PSA 10 and try to crack them and send them to tag just to get the better look for the actual card, because they're not really worried as much about whether or not they have one brand or another. It would be more like they just want their cards in the nicest looking slab. That's it. That's all it comes down to. And that probably won't be true for really prestigious, hard to grade cards. But it would probably be true for cards that are not so hard to grade. Like, let's say you have an Umbreon VMAX. Well, there's like 14,000 Umbreon VMAXs. There's a lot. So, you know, converting one of those into a nice looking tag slab, maybe just because you want it to look really good. You don't need a lot of other reasons. And you can just see if it's a 10 or not. It's like visible to the human eye. All right, let's see if we can get you luck. Come on, Mr. Athim. Mr. Athim the man. I cracked 5 tag 9s and got 2 PSA 10s from it. Yeah, what cards were that you think that they were grading certain cards too harshly? I've been cracking cards and regrading them for a long time now, and from my experience, Tag actually grades the Topps cards harder than PSA. So I regraded a bunch of Topps cards that were PSA 9 into Tags, and not only did they not get 10s, but they got lowered to like 8s. So it's really painful. Luckily, I didn't do that to all of them. Luckily, I held some of them so that I would testing the waters first. But it appears that the company that is nicest with grading for the Topps cards would be CGC. CGC was nicest. Handing out that CGC Gem Mint sometimes. 9 months, where's the baby? We're going to make the baby. Chansey from Masquerade and Iron Bolt EX. Oh, okay, so those were just sort of like some regular TCG cards, modern. Yeah, another thing I noticed from grading a lot of cards with Tag, so I've graded about 700 cards with them so far, but now I'm going to be grading 500 more cards a month. So I'm about to find out a lot about Tag. And I have noticed Tag grading is extremely harsh on vintage. They are just so harsh. They really, really, really require your vintage cards to be super good to get that 10. They're not nice at all. And so, you know, I'll get like maybe like a WOTC era common uncommon card, and it grades 9 with Tag, and it most likely would have been a 10 with CGC. So they're very, very harsh. Here's Mr. Athim. All right, Athim. PSA is pretty harsh too. Don't get me wrong. PSA is very harsh too. So they're both harsh, but I do believe that they're just slightly harsher on the vintage cards, and especially on those Topps cards, man. They're now grading Chinese Pokemon. Yeah, I saw that. I like that Tag is harsh. I think it raises the value. Yeah, I think it keeps confidence, obviously. I think it's important to have that confidence. But then also it makes you think sometimes, like, should I grade with this company or that company, you know? So it'll scare you a little bit. But from a consumer's perspective, that confidence is super important. Next up, we have a big Tammy Lowe order 10 of the Crown Zenith. Ooh, Tammy Lowe. This episode brought to you by Tammy Lowe. Okay, so Tammy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at that. 9, 10. 9, 10, a big fat hen. All right. How did the election for Al Gore and Bush go again? I remember Al Gore had the most votes from the U.S. citizens, but lost with the Electoral College votes with George Bush or something. There was like a recount called, and it was like really controversial. Let's ask AI this question. This is a great question because I actually don't remember that very well either. I just remember a lot of people were happy George Bush won. The election between Al Gore and George Bush was very close. I know there was a recount called because it was so close. Can you explain the controversy on that and why it looked like Al Gore could have won? Should he have pushed harder? All right, let's get the answer from AI. Are you guys ready? Boy, one of the best things about ChatGPT, by the way, is its ability to transcript your voice. The election between George Bush and Al Gore was one of the closest and most controversial in U.S. history. The election came down to Florida, where the margin was razor thin, just 537 votes out of nearly 6 million cast. Wow. So it was split, and only about 530 people caused it to go one way. Because the margin was so small, the state triggered an automatic recount. Okay. Ballot design issues. The infamous butterfly ballot was confusing, leading some Gore supporters to accidentally vote for Pat Buchanan, a third-party candidate. Thousands of ballots were thrown out because of double punches or unclear markings. Florida used punch card ballots in many counties. Some ballots were not cleanly punched, leaving hanging chads, dimpled chads. Different counties interpreted these inconsistently. So there were some arguments over like whether the ballots were easy to use. But I guess my argument for that would be either party could have been tricked by that. I would imagine. Al Gore requested manual recounts in selected counties. The Florida Supreme Court ordered a statewide recount of undervotes. Bush's team appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court to stop the recount, effectively handing Bush the presidency. Okay, I get it. Independent studies later found that under some recount standards, Gore would have won Florida if all undervotes or all ballots had been reviewed the same way statewide. But under other standards, Bush still would have won. It depended on how the votes were counted. That doesn't sound right. It sounds like it was extremely close, but that Bush still had a slight lead, and it was real slight. All right, you ready, Tammy? How exciting was that? Now we know things about the past. Ready? Miss Tammy. Ready? I haven't seen Pokemon card. I haven't seen these Pokemon card packs in years. Man, Bear, Pig sounds like something from Avatar. Right. Snipping up this. Snipping up this. Thank you so much for the likes, guys. I can see we have 64 viewers and 30 likes. I love Bush. Oh, you mean the president. All right. And my parents really liked George Bush. They liked him a lot. They thought he was like a good Christian, basically. There we go. All right. Tossing this away. Okay. Oh, right off the bat, Oricorio. We got a new Oricorio card with the latest set. There we go. Here's Rockruff. Ow! Salandit. Sounds like salad. Ditto. Too many dittos. Oh, yeah. Picking up another Pikachu. Look at that really precise centering. Okay, hopefully a 10, Miss Tammy. Look at that. Super clean looking. So you kind of need that because these were pricey. Here's Great Ball. Here's Bidoof. Look at that Bidoof. Badoop. Lovely Bidoof. Switch. Radiant Charger Bugs. I believe I just got one of these from you, and I just sent them off to grade. And then it will be my job to try and get them sold, too. Here's Hatterene. I have 5 of those Peakies. So easy to pull. He's a good-looking card, though. So even if he's easy to pull, with this set getting older, and with him looking so nice, that card's very likely to go up in price over time. Okay, he's a nice-looking Pikachu card. Nothing wrong with that. George W. Bush did enough cocaine to speak with Jeebus. Oh, my gosh. He, I think he sort of did, he kind of appealed to, I don't know, like common people. Like he was slower. He had the Texas accent. He was like, now watch this drive. He kept messing up his, he would say something, he'd mess it up. He'd mess a speech up. He dodged a shoe really well. You know? So he had a certain feel, a certain aesthetic, I guess. Tammy Lowe. Miss Tammy. I don't want the hollow, says Tammy. Tammy says, here you go, TCC. Take some hollows. Thank you so much, Tammy. Well, congratulations on your Pikachu. He looks really good. Might actually be a 10. Okay, drop that in there. That shoe dodge was top tier, though. It's really funny. It would have been so embarrassing, too, if he had gotten hit by the shoe. So the fact that he managed to dodge it, it was very cool. But all the people needlessly dying at war in the Middle East, that was not as cool. So that was part of the reason why we got handed Donald Trump over time. Yeah, he wasn't just rebuking the Democrat Party. He was a direct result of Republicans unhappy with their own party, which I think could happen to Democrats today. Democrats today could receive their own version of Donald Trump at some point. All right, Isaac Thomas for Metazoo Nightfalls. Ooh. Let's see, Metazoo. We got one Metazoo Nightfall. Okay. Honestly, who throws a shoe? I'll go get a fresh box of this. I'll be right back, guys. Need a fresh box. All right. Well, I am very sorry, but I cannot seem to find that Metazoo anywhere. I cannot find it. I might be sold out of it, but a part of me says we're not. But we actually own so much stuff, I could not find it. Kickstarter. Nightfall. It was $2.50 per pack. I'm going to hit save on that. Who was opening this, by the way? It was for our friend, Mr. Isaac Thomas. Isaac, can I substitute another pack in there? So, how about, these are supposed to be $5 a pack. Can I give you 3 of these in place of the missing Metazoo? Basically, you're getting them half off. Is there another Halloween-looking pack? He says that works. Okay, so he's getting these half off. Yes, so, man, I don't know if we have more for sure. I thought we did. We have so much product, it would take me a long time to get through it all. I need to, like, take a whole day off and just organize my area. It's pretty bad, but there might be more out there. If I find more, we'll get it back on the menu. You ready? 2 double animal style and an order of well-done fries. Okay, boy, we're having a slow night tonight. Look at that. We have just 57 viewers. We're an hour in. Yeah, that's a slow night for sure. Slow night, huh, guys? It's Case Hit Cards. What's up, Case Hit Cards? How's it going, man? Hope you're having a nice night. He says free. What? Okay, we are. I appreciate all of the orders, guys. You guys are too kind. On a slow night like tonight, it's a good idea to work on pricing up some slabs and getting some organizational work done so that on the busy days, we don't have to do that. In-N-Out sucks, says them. I've never actually had In-N-Out. I wonder if it's what it tastes like. Actually, we had McDonald's today. Ooh, look at that. 1 pack, 1 Mothman. Doesn't that look cool? It's neat, man. All right. How about that? Y'all killing me talking about food. Cheaper than every fast food place out there. I like sushi buffets. I mean, if the sushi is really fresh. You know, there was a point where sushi was like this brand new thing. What the hell? You got like 3 items in here. Dragon, fire elusive, chupacabra. Okay, the chupacabra. There was a point where sushi was kind of like exotic and new, and it was really fun to eat. Now it's just sort of like, would you like to eat some questionably raw fish with bad rice? That's a lot of sushi these days. There's probably some super authentic sushi, Asian sushi restaurants that are really good, but you begin to realize you're just eating rice and fish, and it's just like, it's okay. It's not that bad, but it's not like too decadent either. It's a really standard food, isn't it? It's a very standard food. Like, you get to dip it in a little soy sauce, sure. You can go home and make all kinds of dishes, like all kinds of stir fries that go with rice. So it's actually pretty basic. It's not that exotic anymore. When the illusion of the exoticness dissipates, you realize I'm just eating a little piece of raw fish with a little piece of rice. We are. I had sushi today. I don't hate it, by the way. I do like sushi. I don't hate it. I just it's not the most important thing in my life anymore. There was a point where I loved it a lot. I just go to the streets for fermented fish. Oh, yeah? For stinky fish, huh? Here's Bulbasaur. Here is Roaring Moon. Let's get some more slabs up here. Oh, I do have some more slabs. Whoa, this is a really good slab. Carddass Ghastly. Surprised that one hasn't sold. Let's see what the price on this bad boy should be. Ghastly. Carddass. This was one you guys missed out on, probably. Is there even one for sale? There might not be one for sale. Okay. So let's go with highest price, maybe. Maybe that'll help us find it. Wow, there's not even one for sale. So let me check sold, maybe. Oh, yeah. So there's none for sale at all. So he enters a new realm of being a pricey slab. Okay, and let me think about it. Oops. We want to get this guy priced up. I think he's a really great card. He's part of the Gengar evolution tree, right? Gengar just does really good all the time. I can see that other PSA 10 Gengars from the similar set, the cheapest one is 366. So if we're looking at this one right here, that's 366. So I think I'd like to mimic that price. So his new price shall be 366. That's an investment quality card in my opinion. I wish I had like, so when a card's really, really good, I wish I had like some way to like mark it so that it stood out, like a stamp or a sticker. Like, look, this one's really good too. This is Pokemon Red Bulbasaur. Like, damn, dude, this is a great card. Charizard on the back. That's quality right there. But here's this guy, and he's going to be set to 365 now. Okay. Buttered toast with gravy. Why would you put gravy on buttered toast? You know it does taste good? You get a nice slice of like a high quality bread, you do a little butter, and you do a little cinnamon, and maybe like a little drizzle of honey. That's nice. That's a fat guy trick. Case Hit Card says, have you tried Card Ladder to determine sold value of cards? There's so many apps these days for like, oh, the card price is this, the card price is that. I kind of ignore all that these days. I just go off of eBay. eBay's it for me. I research eBay. I don't need any other information. If it's for sale on eBay, I know that I've got a competitor on eBay. It's a real card. It's not some database on an app. It's a real card for sale, you know. Here's a nice Slowpoke, and oh, look at that. Man, that was 150 for a 9. Here's an example of a card where it almost looks like if you cracked it out and regraded, it could potentially have a chance at a 10. So the back of the card's a little off center, right? But, you know, PSA actually, they allow some off centering on the back of their cards. Look at that. You think that could grade PSA 10? I think you'd have a shot. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to let this one sell as is. I don't want to crack that one. I know cracking tag slabs is really tough, so I don't want to mess with it. I'll let someone else mess with it, someone who has more time than me. So we're going to go off of PSA 9, Slowpoke, Psyduck. Oops, spelled that wrong. I hate touchscreens. 35. I like this music that's playing. It's playing popular music, but it's turned that music into sort of like, they got some AI that's reformatted the song so it's no longer copyrighted. That's clever. Well, the cheapest one is more expensive. It's actually $200 now. So this has gone up $50 since $825. Wow, it's insane. You got a shop, says Coda. Oh, I love this music too. This is really good too. This is Pet Shop Boys, isn't it? Easton, yeah. Oh, this is hits from the 80s recreated on a synthesizer. Oh, this is such a good song. Do you guys recognize this one? What's that one called? It's like East Side, West Side Girls or something like that. Might be called West Side Girls. All right. Old music. So, yeah, we do have a shop, but it's in the description of the live stream. Basically, you'll find all the prices in the description. The slab prices are right here on the table. And if you'd like to buy something, you just send me like a PayPal payment. That's it. You just send me money over PayPal. We have CASHAPP. We have ZELLE. We have crypto. There's all kinds of options to pay. We've been doing this for 6 years, too. Okay, I like to tell people that so you know how long we've been in business. 6 years, 7 days a week for 6 years. That's pretty, I mean, that's a really impressive stat. Actually, it's almost like psychotic. We were talking about that, I think, in the daytime. Was it the daytime stream today or was it last night? I don't remember. But we were talking about how absolutely crazy how much time I put into this is. It is? All right. Hey, what's up, Rain Brian? That's going to say 10.25. So this has actually gone up slightly. Good. We got some nice slabs sitting here, guys. Now we have an order from our good friend, Omar Batui, 5 of the OP13s. OP13 is really popular right now. You know, it's like one of the only things selling today. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick price check on this. We have ours set to like, what, 350? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just going to check from this point on to see if there's been any kind of massive price change on this pack, because 350 is pretty low. Yeah, you ready? Is this a copyrighted song? Normally it would be, but if you're listening to a cover on an instrument, sometimes it's not. So like the person who's playing it on their YouTube channel might not, you know, copyright it as their own. Here we are. All right. Good. Have you guys listened to the new Nine Inch Nails album for Tron that's coming out? You guys seen that? Here we are. Ooh, I just got an important message for a booster box I got for sale. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. And here's a holo. Ta-da! All right. Yeah, this is like a cover, isn't it? And since it's not the original, it might not actually trigger copyright because the algorithm might not recognize that it's a copyrighted song. Mr. Amar, you got a box, right? Yes, you do. But I bet you've got a floating bag, too. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you stopping in. All right. Perfect. Good. Now, let me jump over here. I want to take a quick look at this question. You got a message. Yes. It's not a UPS. Hold on. Hold on, wait a second. All right. So there's a guy online who's freaking out because his box hasn't been arrived to him yet, but it hasn't even been that long. He just wants his item too fast. How do you, yeah, you got people who freak out over an item that hasn't arrived yet. Let's see. So, should be under here. Here it is. And then let's get the tracking. That's not right at all. Let me look into this. That's not right at all. So it's telling him that it's under UPS, but it wasn't. It was under USPS. Huh. All right, let me get in contact with this guy. I can't believe we're listening to Grand Theft Auto. I'm going to jump back over here. So this guy's concerned his package didn't arrive. Did it really get shipped to UPS? Okay, give me a second. The question is, what would USPS have done with the label that is meant to be for me? Would they have returned it? All right. All right, so I will have to, let me write this down as a thing I need to fix. Some box says, it's an eBay item, and it looks like a UPS label got printed. Fix UPS eBay issue. So if it has a UPS label on it, and it goes to USPS, wouldn't they return it to me? I imagine they would just return it to me. USPS will return a UPS package if it's dropped off by mistake. Yeah, it sounds like I need a picture of the label to make sure it's my correct address, because if they are returning it, let's see, if they're returning it to the wrong address, let's see, how do I look this up in labels? Sorry, guys. Let's get this, yeah, it says the buyer selected UPS ground saver. I certainly did not, but I bet when it got listed, it was already on that or something. All right, let me go ahead and take care of Mr. Nicholas Magno. What's up, Nicholas? So he wants 9 packs of OP13. Oh, right. Didn't I say we were also going to check something real fast? So let's check the OP13 booster box. So these are the only things selling. And I just want to see what these are priced at these days. They look like they're fine. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. All right, let's get it open, man. Wow, these are affordable. I like how affordable they are, man. Makes them a good product. I wish Pokemon cards were this affordable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. UPS carries for USPS. Lots of comments said it. Haha. Did you see the Solosis boom? Solosis boom? No, I probably did not see that. But I'm betting somebody bought out all the Solosis, huh? Let me go get some more of this OP13. I looked around. I didn't see a returned package. All right, here we are. Ba-doop. Alex says, never been to a card show. You never been to one? They're pretty fun, Alex. I've been to 2 of them now. All right, if you got one that occurs right next door to you, it's probably worth checking out if you've never been to one. All right. They're claiming it's the new Bubble Mew. It is. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, you already have. Oh my God, dude. We already had enough of them. What am I doing, dude? I'm partially distracted by the need to help this guy with his package. I checked the receiving area to see if it got returned today. It did not. So USPS either gave it to UPS or they're still holding it, but they're going to return it. Yeah, check my mailbox next. All right, what we got? Oh. Oh, Luffy. Stoofy Luffy. Not so bad, Mr. Nicholas. Do you like the way it works, Nicholas? It's kind of cool when you can do that. Scary, too. Oh. All right. All right. And all right. There you go. I want to get into comic books. Comic book collecting. Comic books are okay. I just think that they're so large. I like how small cards are. They're like the perfect size. It's like what your girlfriend says. It's the perfect size. No! The big ones hurt. There we go. Same art as the manga. I'll take it. Sounds good. Nicholas is, he's new to buying. He's hung out with us for a little while, but he's new to buying. You have a whole list of orders you placed today. How cool is that, man? All right. Mr. Omar says he'll take a 1 OP13 snipe. You could snipe. It's a fresh box. Could definitely be a snipe. Okay. I've seen all 1,145 One Piece episodes, says Corn Rules. Oh, cool. Give me your analysis of One Piece. What makes it good? What makes the show deep or like meaningful? You know, because it's very easy to make like a show that you just watch it and it's just sort of junk, like reality TV, right? But oftentimes stuff like One Piece, sometimes they have like a deeper, more complex message or like character development that's very fun or interesting. Mr. Omar. Ta-da! Konnichiwa. Whoa. There you go. All right. Tossing that up there. Let's get a rotate. Hello Kitty break. We got a lot of great breaks again. The breaks cleared up and we filled it back up. One Piece is an overran anime that will never end because it's still printing money. So you make it sound kind of like it's not that high of quality, but people just kind of watch it to have something to watch. There it is. Overran, huh? Andy, I wish I knew what that was. I know nothing about comics. Okay. Okay, so let's jump over here. We're going to say PSA 10. Ash Blossom Joyous Spring, huh? EN008. EN008. Ash Blossom. And it's a first edition quarter century rare. Yep. Quarter century rare. Quarter century. I don't think we have the right audience to get this sold. I don't know if somebody will buy this. Okay, quarter century rare. That's right. So it is still $400. So that is correct for $10.25. Okay. I just don't think it's going to sell. And then here's a little Adam Pashuish $30 Golem. That's actually probably fine as well. CS Men says both slab-aways. So you want $200 toward each? Let's see. Jumping up here to slab-away. Oh, I see. So one gets finished and the other one, the remainder goes toward it. All right, so we'll say, do a little math here for you, okay? So we're going to say 400 minus 249, which is 151, minus 980, 829. So 829 remains on the Fossil Lapras. And then Dark Raichu is completed. Congratulations, dude. How's that feel? You're picking up some good slabs over here. All right. So, problem is I don't have, I wish I did, but I don't have endless good slabs. I wish I had more to offer you. Maybe I will find something or just be willing to give something up. Yeah, you're getting some good slabs, man. You should have seen us back in January. We had so many more slabs back then for sale. And then all the price changes started happening. And, you know, I got a little greedier. But also all the ones I already had started getting bought up too. Picture for the Raichu. Yes, let's get that picture. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. This is going to go under CS Man. Good. All right. Wow. There's a secret rare. That's a secret rare Raichu. Secret rares are super underrated. Oh, he's super awesome. I love this card. Love it. Oops. Let's get you that cash. Sounds good, man. So that means we have no orders in the queue. No orders. It's 3:55 and we have no orders. Kind of a shorter nighttime stream, huh? Well, we started late. I was having a little fun debate in our Discord server. Here's a little Finn and Jake Heroes of Ooh. Put that in the front there. I think that's nice. And here's a nice Superstar Ace of Spades. Okay, ready? Let's see. We're going to head right over here to the All Slabs October channel. In the daytime stream, we sold one of the Poker Link cards. If you guys didn't know that, Link sold. Oh, no, it wasn't Link. I remember now. It was the Ocarina card, sold for 80 bucks. That's a lot of money. But that shows you there's a demand for it. Very cool. We do have some Link cards. Do you ever consider setting up a shop pay? I don't know if they take a cut, but paying with them is super easy. Shop pay. Shopify? You mean Shopify? They do take a cut. They take a considerable cut. So that is why you have not seen me jump on Spotify. Or Shopify, not Spotify. Shopify. Is that what you mean? Do you have a list of all the slabs you have for sale? Hey, what's up, Wiki? Sort of. If you will join our Discord server over here, here you can see all these channels for stuff for sale. So this one right here, All Slabs October, if you click on it, aha, so now you can scroll through, and those channels get updated constantly. So once a month, we rotate through all of our existing slabs and show what we have, but also you get to see the prices on them get updated. So these blue labeled ones, these are actually consignment slabs that we are selling for other people. So Anthony Kalura, Team Rocky Grunt, and Adam Pashuish. And then once we have priced them and they've been shown off on the table a little bit, we go to this one over here. That's the Consignment October channel. We're going to take a picture of their slabs, and now you can go shop that. So you can check out the Consignment channel. You can check out the All Slabs channel. We also have a pricey slabs channel too. You can check out where the most expensive slabs get in special pictures. They are. They take a healthy cut. Not Shopify, Shop Pay. Oh, I've never heard of Shop Pay. Let me look it up. How much does Shop Pay take from the merchant? It's an Excel. It is Shopify. Shop Pay is owned by Shopify. And it will take 3% plus 30 cents per transaction. It's very similar to PayPal. Shop Pay installments. Oh, oh, so it's a buy now, pay later. The merchant loses 6%. Wow. No way, dude. Our slab away system works perfectly fine. Sticking to that. 6%. That's such a ripoff. Shop Pay is owned by Shopify. Do you think Mega Evolution prices will go down? Bro, they're so overpriced right now. They're so bad. Hopefully, but there's no guarantee. Hopefully, but there's no guarantee. And it could be a long time. So you could wait a long time to enjoy it, or you can enjoy it now. But whatever the case is, yeah, it's crazy out there. I don't mind, I don't mind just sitting on the product even. That's how good it is. So it's like, let's say I didn't sell any, maybe I should just open it and grade it, because those cards, when they come back from grading, they're going to sell for so much money because they look so good. So the price, it's not like the market is some big trick. The price on the packs is just reflecting how badly people want the cards inside. There's some really good cards. And yeah, I'd bet that if you open those packs, even though they cost a premium, I'm pretty sure that's going to be reflected in the slab price. So you're also going to get more money when you go to sell your slabs. And that's what we've seen with all the sets so far. Like Destined Rival is really expensive, right? Well, that Mewtwo is like $2,000 now. That's why. The demand is there. Tai Hua, slab away payment. Thank you, Tai Hua. Appreciate it, man. We get a lot of slab away payments. You have a Lugia going down to 200. Do you have any DBZ graded cards? I used to. That's a great question, Mr. Vic, because I don't do as much with Dragon Ball. No, I don't do as much, but I probably should. All right, so now we've got Hathim, 5 Japanese rocket. You know, you got me thinking about a subject that was on my mind. I need to work harder to make sure that I where's my rocket? I need to work harder to make sure that the Weiss cards remain the correct price, because I feel like I haven't done a price update on the Weiss cards in a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay, you ready? Ooh. My friend is looking for mid-era new cert 10s, like finding a needle in the haystack. New certs? No point. Might as well be asking for Black Label on something. It's like, you know, you can buy it when it's available, but it's just not going to be available too often. It's funny, man. Here's Tyranitar. I think I was showing those off the other day. I have Dialga. I have, what's his name? Palkia? Dialga Palkia, and I have Lugia. I used to have Deoxys. I sold the Deoxys like a bum. God, I'm a loser. Why didn't I hold it? All right, Mr. Thim. Beautiful Tyranitar. Ooh. Let's see. Let's grab one of these. Oh. One of these, one of those. Good. Like that Tyranitar a lot, dude. Well, that's why we're hosting this Tyranitar break, the staff break back here. Look at that, beautiful. You cannot pull this card out of a booster box. That is a staff card. And here's Mr. Thim, 5 more Japanese rocket. You got it, man. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ready? Snippiness. There we go. Tossing this away. Cold. Cold. The burb. Look at that bird. Smircrow. Here's a Zamazenta and Olive Tree. Ooh, I love it when Mr. Fingers the packs. I have these sausage fingers. They know exactly what they're doing. Ow, God, dude, why does my arm hurt? My left arm hurts like all the time now. Am I just getting old? Am I just getting old? Am I cooked? I think we're cooked, guys. Toss this away. Freaking. All right. I can feel there's something wrong in my elbow. An artist respects the silence that serves the foundation of creativity. What'd you say? Creatine? All right. Here's... The lion does not concern himself with small heart murmurs. Here's Bowser. Ooh. Wow, that's beautiful. That's a really good one. I like that. Okay, and here's Checklist Lugia. That's nice. He's a 9. He's 175. That's the correct price, to be honest, but I don't think anyone's going to buy him. I'm going to go ahead and list him up on Feebay. It's a Feebay card for sure. Okay. Okay, we're jumping over here. This goes on the eBay channel. Definitely got to be holding it up. Flip that around. Okay. Price $175. We have Mr. Sean doing the eBay listings. Sean Gallagher. He gets paid $1.50 per listing. Doesn't sound like much, but it all adds up. Because the minute he hits 100 listings, that's a $150 paycheck for basically doing data entry. Because I take the pictures, don't I? And then also I often choose the price too. So all you got to do is fill out the information. Here's ASTRAL. Oh, that's nice. This guy's definitely a potential giveaway. We got a giveaway going on over there, don't we? We able to inspect my SP hit for possible grading, says Merchant. Yeah, we actually offer that as a service that you can purchase anytime you want. We can check it for the quality, and I can make a recommendation. I can even recommend whether to send it to BGS for the black label. So what you're talking about is called a pre-grade. And I believe pre-grades are $3, right? Isn't it $3? So $3, we'll do a pre-grade on any card you want. And I give you advice on where to send it. And you can like save a clip timestamp of when we did the pre-grade. We are. All right. Here's Starmie from the yellow deck, huh? $165. I just feel like nobody's going to buy Starmie for a while. I'm going to put Starmie up on eBay as well. This view again. We are. Let's see. We've been running vertical for a while, man. How long have we been running vertical, guys? All right, let's see. All right. And we shall say this is what, 165? There we go. He says, lol, joking. Here we are. Look at that, Luigi. Ouija time. Silly Luigi. Do you guys want to see the gym breaks real fast? So for the gym breaks, we got Kaiju number 8, whole booster box, $35 buy-in. $35 buy-in, 2 spots. We also have this beautiful Nintendo game pack. It's a 2-spot buy-in, $35. There's also supposed to be a Wario somewhere. Here it is, Wario. These are the gym breaks. You know what gym breaks are, right? Gym breaks are 2-spot breaks, 35, 30, 35. If anyone jumps into one of these gym breaks, I'll aggressively advertise it so everyone else knows there's somebody waiting. The gym breaks will feature odd items, and then the normal standard Pokemon slabs will go into the Poke Shuffle. I think that's the way it's going to work. I'm throwing arms, LMAO. How much credit it has? How much credit I has? Mr. Never checks for me. What? That's not true? Tammy, I would love to check your credit. Let's see. Says here you've got thousands of dollars. Says here you can open up multiple booster boxes at your convenience. Where's the Tammy card? Is it right in the front? Oh, it's right in the front. Tammy, according to this, you have $33 of store credit. Ooh. I've asked the last 3 days. You didn't check it all. Those are lies. I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. I would never. Okay. Miss Tammy would like to know how much store credit she's got. All she had to do was ask. I'll go check right now. Here's Luigi. I heard this guy did something bad to a CEO of something. Here's Charmander. Rad, Char. That's a great card. That one will sell for sure. Here's an Adam Pashuis. Mr. Hanky the Christmas Poo 10. It's $200. I don't know. I would be very interested to see that one sell. That might be the right price. 200 might be the right price. Those aren't easy to grade 10, I'll say that, those South Park cards. I just don't know if that particular South Park card is iconic looking enough. Here's a Them 2 of the OP6 English. English now. Okay, here they are. We happen to have a lot of that. We are. Oh. Tammy, I would never. Tammy. They call me Mr. Always Look Up Your Carddanomist. Here's some of these. Gecko Moria. And Douglas and Nami. It's Onami. It's Sushimi. Thank you so much, Hathim. I really appreciate it, man. Hathim's been keeping the stream running too, man. Here we are. Really appreciate it. Gives us something to do, huh? Cool. Yeah, these last 2 days have been a little bit slow. Tuesday and Wednesday. That first day that Inferno arrived was pretty busy, wasn't it? Of course, when the Mega Evolution arrived, it wasn't that busy. But I got to admit, my Mega Evolution's, you know, it's hard for me to lower the price on it because I paid so much on it. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Yeah, Mega Evolution, man, it's just so expensive. Can you get our cards to be graded? Mr. IOU list. IOU list. Yeah? Absolutely, because I can absolutely get your cards graded. We do that very consistently. Would you like to see? So, Vikas, we do a lot of middleman grading, and I can show that off to you right over here. In our Discord server, you can see we have PSA submissions, tags, CGC, and BGS. We're very active. So, like here in tag, look at all these cards. So every line represents a card I've sent off for somebody. And this was the late September tag submission, you know, late into September. It was just released on 9/28, and so this is on its way to tag, and it contains a whole bunch of cards for people. See? Really cool, right? 35 people's cards. And that costs $30 for tag, $39 for PSA. People also sometimes request BGS, and especially you can have me do a pre-grade to check and see if your card's black label worthy. I'm pretty good. I can actually find out by eyeballing your card if it's worth it or not. Hatim says 2 English OP6 and 2 Japanese Rocket. You got it, man. 2 Japanese Rocket. 2 OP6. All right. There we are. Ooh. Very good. Running the number. Snipping this. And snipping these. Oops. Lovely. Which company is the best to be graded at? For us, it's actually tag grading right now because we get a cheaper price and a faster turnaround. Oh yeah, ooh baby, Houndoom. Nice pull, man. Crazy how one pull, and it's not even a secret rare. One pull can make all your round valuable. It's not even a secret rare. It's just a good card. Here it is. Can make your orders worth it. You could be going deep, 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 and then just one card pops out. It changes everything at the whole cost. Very good. I'm gonna keep Mr. going all night. Let's grab this. Beebeth. Whoa. I have an idea. Let's grab this. All night long. All night. All right. Oops. Good. Let's get a rotation. Here's Kogas Ditto. Here's Bulbasaur. Here's Ditto. So that's what music is that? Mega Man. So guys, we are clear on orders. The queue is empty now. If you'd like to place your first order tonight, that would be a good thing to try out because it's just a nice slow night. Here. It's always easier to test out the system when there's no queue because you can have my full attention. Here's Kuromi. It's a lovely, pristine 10 Kuromi card. Maybe that should go up on eBay. Yeah, better. You know, we now have to start posting a lot of cards to eBay. That has to happen now. All right. What did he say? I really like that Kuromi card. I bet you that card would have sold. So, right here, we'll take a picture now. Good. And take a picture of the front and the back. And that is going to be 75. Perfect. Sell it to e-girl. Easy money. Yeah, actually, I think that cards like this would appeal to a lot of people. There we go. Cool. Here's another order from Hathim. Oh my gosh. So Hathim says he'll take 3 of the OP6 and 3 of the Japanese rocket. You got it, man. 3 of the Japanese rocket. And did you say 3 of the OP6? And 3 of the OP6. I was going to run a giveaway tonight, Mr. Hathim, but I feel like we're just going to give you the giveaway card. What do you think of that? So we're going to have you take this one home, the Hoppip. Okay. You know why? Because you entertained us so much. Okay, let's see if we can pull a manga out of there and a Mewtwo out of the other packs. With that Mewtwo. Mister's a savage. There we go. All right. Snipping this. Ooh. Manga incoming. That'd be nice. Hard to pull those mangas, man. I actually have a ton of OP6 English. I bought a bunch of it and it did not sell. And so we just have tons of it. We are. Ready? Me too for paying off my slab. That's it. I'm getting free ones for you too. Here's this guy. Ooh. I feel like opening packs is a little more of a dangerous activity. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Here's some of these hollows. So maybe the giveaway card makes, in my mind, it kind of sweetens the deal on the risk. Cold and Orbital. Haha. Ooh. Grabbing that. But I really appreciate you too, Mr. CS, man. You definitely gone deep. I know you have. I can tell because of all the things you've purchased. But you know, you're sitting on some really nice slabs now. You're doing good. Mr. Thim. Let's grab this bag. You're doing quite well. Okay, your lower part of the box is full now. This goes back up here. And now we grab a baggie. I appreciate you letting me slab away. It is a favor in itself. Yeah, here we go. Very nice. It's cool, man. We got some cool slabs. Someday I should go through my personal collection real carefully. Try to pick some slabs I'm ready to let go of. You know, I actually need to raise some money. Here we are. I was trying to buy a new cell phone. There we go. But also, I gotta start selling through some of my slabs to pay for a new round of tag grading this month. It would be really easy if the tag submission was back already, right? So like last month, we started sending in big submissions. If I was already receiving them, we'd have a bigger crowd of people watching, and we'd have all these fresh slabs to show off and price. Let's see. Oops. Let's see. Oh my God, my property manager is telling me he wants the furniture out of my home that I paid for. What are you talking about, dude? All right. Do I take Venmo? Yes, I do. If you can get into the description of the live stream, you'll see an option for Venmo right there. Yes, I do. Okay, let's see. We're going to hit refresh. Work business. Business is business. Hathim says 3 Japanese rocket and 3 Topps Chrome Metazoo. Oh, let's pull you a numbered Mothman out of that Metazoo. Okay. Let's see, Mothman Metazoo. Yeah, it's a slow night tonight for sure. What do you think, Hathim? I kind of knew it was going to be. You know how I knew? Because if the daytime stream's slow, the nighttime stream's probably going to be slow. We are. And the Tuesday night was slow too. Snipping this. Good. And snipping these. All right. Good. And snipping this. Snip. Very good. All right. Do you take personal checks mailed to you? 100%. Yeah, we actually would do that. I'm able to scan the check, and it will be deposited into my account through that scan. And then you would receive that as store credit. Here we go. Loveland Frogman and Ghost Train. I haven't done that in a very long time, but I have actually done that before. Did that a long time ago for a gentleman who wanted to buy Team Rocket from me, and he gave me a $3,000 check. Actually, it might have been 4. Yeah, it was serious business. It is. Steve Aoki. Look at that Steve Aoki card. What? That's so funny, dude. I'll set that to the side. I didn't know he was in here. So weird. That's got to be rare. I've never ran into that before. You know what, Them? We've actually opened a lot of these, and I've never ran into that. Somebody look this up. How much is this Steve Aoki card? Okay. Stork delivery takes a while, but costs next to nothing. I sent money to Mr. via carrier pigeon once. Hey, it's Emily. Hello, Emily. How are you? All right, so let's look up Steve Aoki. I got to see this. Metazoo Tops Steve. It's kind of expensive. So the PSA 9 version of this card is for sale for $79. And it looks like the ungraded version of the card sells for like $24, $25. I mean, that's certainly more than what you paid for with the packs, right? You got the packs relatively cheap. He's definitely a rare card. That's funny, dude. All right. So there's Steve. And here's White Thing. Lava Bear. Gropelter. Oh. Here's Hodag. Oh, and White Thing. All right. I wonder if White Thing would be accepted into that whites only community in Arkansas. You guys know what I'm talking about? You heard that in the news? You are. Not that much. Just woke up. Oh, he is a partner in Metazoo. Is he? Here's a cold one. Here's Wabafet. Wah. Good. And oh, good thing you kept going. Wow. Pretty good. All right. Get that beautiful Mewtwo. Nice. All right. Good. Well, that was a good round. Look at that. If you just kept going and you actually hit some stuff. I mean, if the Steve Aoki is really worth like 79 in a 9, that's not bad. Assuming he is. Like, I don't know how well it would actually sell. Might be hard to sell. Aoki tries to be part of everything. There we go. That's cool, though. Somebody made a card out of you. Funny as hell, man. How do you talk somebody into making a card out of you? You gotta have some influence to do that. The Gengar break, which is sadly not moving. Nobody jumping in these breaks recently. It's weird because over the weekend, did you guys notice the weekend went by and a whole bunch of breaks went off? Like, people are just buying spots like crazy in them. And then it's just definitely slowed down again. But here is the Gengar Master Ball break. Ooh, so nice. He's a DJ. What? We have Ryan Cheddar. I need a new bag. And he wants 10 of the English Mega Evolutions. All right. Mega Evolutions. Let me just pull them out of here. So we have these here. And then we're grabbing a fresh box. Tossing that. 10 of these. If you send me a good image of your face, I'll get some Cardconomist cards made. Oh, yeah? You're funny, dude. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, cool. Got a nice little box here. Put this over here. All right. Let's get it, man. Let's get some cards. My music stopped. Not my music. Played some hockey today. You played some hockey today. Some Hocktua? You are? Man, I wish I could play some hockey. That sounds nice. Move my body around. The ice sounds fun. Speaking of the ice, man, I was doing research, Have you guys ever heard of a place called Alpine, Wyoming? Alpine, Wyoming. Look it up. It's part of the left side of Wyoming. It's about 40 minutes away from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, through a scenic drive. It's so beautiful over there. And you know what's shocking? The homes are still somewhat affordable. I mean, they're pricey, but they're not impossible. And man, that's tempting. Karis and I were looking at that. We were looking at each other like, maybe. Like the downsides, no doctors out there. So if you need any kind of hospital care, like if you need IVF, I don't know how that would work. Yeah, I don't know. Probably shouldn't go out there. It's so beautiful. Shockingly beautiful. Look it up. Alpine, Wyoming. So beautiful. We could buy a home out there. Here's Celebi, Meganium. It hurts falling on the ice. I'm tired as a mug. Gold incoming. All right, you ready? Hopefully. Here's Mega Gardevoir. Maybe I'll share some pictures with you guys in Discord. It's basically like a big, beautiful mountain town. The town itself is small, but the mountains are huge. And then it's right at the foot of a river. So there's this big river too. And it's like something out of Switzerland. And then it's about 40-minute drive to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, which is famously expensive to live in. You know, it's turning into it's like the Aspen of Wyoming. It's more expensive than Aspen. I've heard that Jackson Hole, Wyoming is apparently the most expensive area in all of the United States. It's not New York. Here it is. What we got? Yeah, apparently it has the most expensive houses of anywhere in America. So that's an interesting thought. You could live right next to wherever the rich people are building up their nests. There we go. Here's Kyogre. And, you know, with a lot of that money, probably amenities are going to be built, I imagine. Or maybe it would suck. Maybe everything would just be expensive. You'd be like, I'm overpaying for everything. Helioptile. Here's Meganium. Missouri's the home of the St. Louis Blues NHL team. You should go one time. Hockey's a different vibe. I've been to a Blues game a long, long time ago. It was all right. I think the most fun part was when they were shooting shirts at the crowd. But, you know, I just couldn't get that much into sports in general. Nothing against hockey or any particular sport. I just really struggled with it. It's almost like my brain gets a little bored. I have trouble with a lot of things. I think I get bored really easily. There we go. I struggle with getting bored. I've got iPad kid brain. All right. Can you explain the PokeRev drama? I've heard a few little hints of it here and there. What happened? Hey, look, it's Rage Quitbit. What's up, man? That YouTube check about to hit then. Incoming Pokies. I'm close. I've almost got the check. I've already got it on my other channel, so this will actually be my second checkmark channel. And it took a really long time to build it up over here. It was so much easier on the first channel. So yeah, this was much harder to do. Ta-da! All right, so my thoughts on this round, Ryan, is it's not the craziest round. 2 Mega Gardevoirs, a Helioptile, and Premium Power Pro. It's going to be a tough round, man. The reverse hollows and hollows will have to make up for it a little bit. Oh, speaking of reverse hollows, I signed a reverse hollow. New bag? I signed a reverse hollow and sent it off to tag grading. Let's see what happens. They're probably going to reject it, don't you think? I bet you they reject it. All right. So the PokeRev drama, huh? We are. We've told that story a lot of times, and then people will come in and ask again. Basically, he took a piece of content without asking, and then I contacted him and asked him to put like my name in the bottom corner of the video when it's playing, and he basically didn't respond to that. But then some other guy was saying some nasty stuff because he had overheard me talking about how I don't like that PokeRev used my content without permission. So some guy overheard me talking about that. He made a kind of a nasty video about me. PokeRev, instead of responding to me about wanting to add my name as credits in the video, he goes over to that guy's comment section and agrees with them and makes a claim that I want my name shouted from the rooftops, which I think is an absolutely ridiculous claim. And so he never responded to that email. And then I did a takedown request, which is basically, it's a formal request to have my content taken back down since you're using it without permission. That's what it is. And so that's what he did. And that's the whole drama. And a whole bunch of big PokeTubers like, you know, dogpiled me on that, calling me all kinds of nasty names and siding with PokeRev and oh, PokeRev's the best, because in their eyes, you don't go against the most popular Pokemon card guy. You don't do that. And in my eyes, it's like, hey, it's my content. I'm a smaller content creator. I have a right to my own content. And I didn't tell him he couldn't use it. What I told him was, I'd like my name in the bottom corner of the screen when my part of the content pops up. Which it was that was the no rarity Dragonite pull. It's the only video of its kind. He didn't ask to use it. He didn't credit me when he used it. He didn't transform the content. He was just showing it on the screen and making an O face. And, you know, I have a lot of thoughts on the subject, so I could talk about it for a long time. But that's it in a nutshell. I got dogpiled by a whole bunch of YouTubers. They're like, this guy's career's over. It's so funny they said that because we're about to break 100,000. Seems like the opposite is true. Seems like we are absolutely okay. The Cardconomist's career as a Pokemon YouTuber is over. It's like, all right, I guess. All right, I'll shout your name from the rooftops for one free pack. Will ya? I like that. Let's do that. I like that. He's shouting his name from the rooftops. All right, that kind of became a meme over here for a while. The rooftops joke. He PokeRev went on to delete that comment too. It was like, why would you post such a comment? All I would have had to have done is release the emails, and it would have looked really, I don't know, just silly. But it's you know, it's like a drama I don't really even want. I'm not a drama Pokemon YouTuber. That's not my style. My style is, let's talk about the cards. Let's talk about the market. So I'm like a technical kind of person. I'm like a technician. So I'm not into Pokemon drama. I don't do kids content either. I don't go the 1, 2, energy. I don't do any of that. That's not my style. So we talk economics, technical stuff about the cards. We talk about markets, and then we'll talk about the real news. So we're more about, adult, I would say, adult styled content, real life stuff, and no Blues Clues acting. I can't believe it. Here's Tamilo, 10 more Crown Zenith, no hollows, and send one of the better Pikachus to tag. Ooh. PokeRev's the type of guy that tries too hard to fit in at school and just ends up being awkward. Well, I don't want to talk bad on any other Pokemon YouTubers. I respect them. I think, all the Pokemon YouTubers contribute to our Pokemon card community, so to speak. And so I don't have negative feelings about them at all. I just thought that was really poor. And I think that those other YouTubers were wrong to jump to his aid and not to mine. But I know why they did that is because there's a lot of pressure to be on the good side of the guy with all the influence. Like, oh, wait a second. I want to be on PokeRev's good side so that he'll shout me out. And so they were very fast to jump on the hate TCC train because I'm just some stinky, filthy rip and shipper, I'm a scalper, and PokeRev's Pokemon Jesus or something, I don't know. But seriously, what did I really do other than demand that if you're going to steal my content, I should get credit for my content? That's good for small creators. And I thought I made very good points because I said stuff like, if you analyze his channel, he's making about $500,000 a year just on ad revenue. Now, that could be inaccurate. He could show us how much he makes. He's not going to. But he makes about $500,000. And that's just ad revenue. So then he probably makes another half. I don't know how much he makes, but maybe he makes another half selling booster packs and stuff, right? He does the big box breaks. He sells mystery packs. He sells merchandise. So this guy, he is the actual top 1% of society. He might be a fraction of the top 1%. If you think about his age, this guy's making more money than just about anyone in the whole country. And all he has to do is open up Pokemon cards. And he's going to steal my content. He can't put my name on my very rare content. He can't put my name on my content in the corner of my video. That's too much. That's not too much. And you know how I know that's not too much? Because Watch Mojo did it. Watch Mojo used a piece of my content as well. And that's exactly what they did. When it's my turn, when my content pops up, they put my name in the lower corner of the screen, just pops up there, and then it goes away. And so that's why I asked him to do. And he just didn't want to do it, I guess. Maybe he thought that was a bad idea or something. But I thought that was very stupid. And then after he takes the video down, what's funny? He starts making more of that style of content. But this time, everyone's names go onto the video. So now he's handing out credit. And so, my thoughts are, a lot of small creators get to have their names on screen when it's their turn now because I made us think about it. And I think my opinion, my cause is more righteous than his. Because what's his argument? I'm a multi-millionaire and I deserve you to have your rare content for free and you better not complain about it. What is that his argument? And so I got dogpiled by all these YouTubers and I thought that was very poor of them. I wish they understood their audience and they are a lot more like me and us than they are like PokeRev. PokeRev's not their friend. He's not about to have them join his little friend group. He's not going to do that. So they're all sucking on his toes going, oh, please, PokeRev, don't turn your ire toward me, you and your group. It's very sad. Small creators deserve to be properly credited for their work. So if I used somebody's work as well, maybe they have 20,000, 10,000 subscribers, and I peel their very best piece of content off to the side for myself to build my channel, to make my ad revenue. If I did that, the least thing I would do is put their name on the actual video. Like, that's the least you can do. You could do an actual shout out. You could ask them for permission before using it. It's not that hard. All right, rant over. Let me go get your product, Miss Tammy. All right. All right. Very nice. Let's see. Been sitting here waiting. Mr. at 70 years old gonna have some rants. Well, let me tell you what I think. I climb on an actual soapbox. There you are. Okay, give me a second here, Tammy. Tammy, pop 5, I believe, on the Dragonite. That is the no rarity Dragonite. There's one video of it ever being pulled, and it's our video. We pulled it on this channel. It's very cool. Boop. All right, there we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. All right, lovely. Pulled out an apple crate, and everyone groans. Move that to the side. Oh, yeah. Well, Tammy's been here for a long time. She's an OG. She's heard these stories like a million times. They were probably fun the first time she heard them. Maybe it was a bit more dramatic and fun, but you hear it like 100 times, it probably starts to sound like a broken record. I had that with a professor one time. There was this professor, and I would have multiple classes with him, and he would tell the same joke in both classes, as if I hadn't heard it already, and it was like, oh, brother. Then he'd laugh at his own joke or something. Snip. All right, and snip. Now, sorry, Tammy. I'm glad you're well, TCC. Haven't been here in years. It's Cognac Gang. Hope your health is doing all right. I'm all right. We are. I'm not dead. All right. How's it going, man? Nice of you to pop on by. All right. Very good. Is that pop 1? Should have modded that question. Been sitting here waiting. Mr. is the trend for small poke YouTubers. I definitely helped him because now he has to be a little more aware that of like, content rights and all that stuff, because he could just keep using people's content without asking, but he risks the exact same takedown. He knows what the takedown process looks like now. He probably got a warning from YouTube, and he knows that anyone whose content that you just rip off, anyone's capable of doing that. It's just how it is, If it's your content, you have a right to it. Here's Badoof. You get to say how it gets used. Like, for example, if he wanted to take like the Pokemon movie and play it on screen, the Pokemon movie, and he just does like an O face next to it, Pokemon's got to be like, no, you don't. You're going to take that content down right now. Here's, oh, Melody Altart. Beautiful. All right. Tammy, this card never makes sense to me. You know why? Because she's inside, she's over the stove, she's cooking these hot pancakes, right? But she's in full outdoor apparel. She should have been in an indoor outfit. Like, look, she's even wearing a hat. Like, they should have just designed Melody to be indoors. They should have put her in like, I don't know, just a normal blouse or something. Kind of doesn't make sense. What's the pack split? Also, howdy, everyone. It's Sarah. Hey, how's it going, Sarah? Time to do the Sarah dance. I miss the political talks. Do you? We don't talk politics anymore. We're very strict about it. No more political talks, right, guys? She's cooking a Pokemon. Oh, that's dark. Here it is. All right. Maybe she's cooking with Milcery. Milcery goes into the pancakes. All right. That's cool that you missed the politics talks. Oh, what? Another Pikachu? Wow. You got 3 Pikachus to choose from. You want the better one, of course. We're going to pick out the better one for you, all right? Clam Pearl Stew. Look at the card. She's actually cooking a Pokemon. Is she actually? No, she's not. Let me look. I thought you were joking. There's a Snom. I see that, but she's not cooking a Snom. She recreated a Snom, but that's cute. That is cute. I didn't notice that before. I'm gonna check the news, see what is good. Right now, it's all about the government shutdown. That's what it's all about. And there's a big blame game going on. And Democrats are saying he's trying to defund healthcare. And then Republicans are saying they're trying to give out free health care to people who are illegal immigrants. And so it's really stinky. It actually doesn't feel like they're going to solve it, by the way. It doesn't feel like the Democrats and the Republicans are going to put their differences aside and just fund America. Look at that. Melanie, Absol, Bidoof, Pikachu, Zacian. These are such nice packs. Really nice. Now, Miss Tammy. Tammy, you bought so many of these. All right. Thank you so much, Tammy. Set that over there. Deoxys, too. He's nice. You got some cool stuff in here, Tammy. If you ever want to trade some of these cards, I would definitely have an interest in some of these. There's a third Pikachu. Okay. I bet you don't want those hollows either. These are just Korean hollows. These aren't even as valuable as the English ones. You probably don't want them. I'm going to set them to the side if you wish. If you do not wish for that, just let me know. We'll take them back. What is this? What the hell? What was that? The side loader has... What kind of side loader is this that it has its own film? Why would it have that? Huh, weird. Okay. Hollows go bye-bye. Apparently, Mega Evolution pull rates are 1 in 1,260 for Mega Hyper Rare Gold cards. Wow. That's pretty dang cool, man. Okay, so 3 Pikachu, a story of 3 Pikachus. That's not a bad problem to have, Tammy, and to be honest, I'd probably just grade all of them. We are. Tammy, have you thought about trading me cards out of here to grade all 3? That's an option for a trade as well. This one has a white dot, though, actually. All right. This one's pretty good. And... ooh, these two are pretty close. So neither of them are perfect, but I'm leaning toward this one. All right. I like this one best. This one is good enough that I would also try to grade this one. And then this one's probably a 9, okay? I need to keep some for the master set. No problem, Tammy. Just something to think about if you find out that you don't need some of the cards in the bag. And let's put the rest in here. Yeah, guys, if we're having a slow night, I am always open to do trades with you guys. We are. Love trades. You can trade cards. If you don't know what you want, you can trade cards for slabs. You can trade them for Raw Shuffles, anything. Here we go. Always down for doing some trades, because I know you guys run into cards that you don't want. The truth is, I might not even want them either. But what I do know is I have a whole audience here. And so if you're able to hand me off something that I can take the time to send off to grade, I'll go through all the trouble of trying to get it sold too. So I'll do all the work on the card. We are. You could convert it into a simple but nice slab if you find something on the table you want to trade for. Here. What do you think of the Netflix boycott? It's so weird. I know exactly what you're talking about because that popped up in my feed today. There's some kid's cartoon, and it's targeted toward a bit of a younger audience. And I saw a clip where the main character turns toward like the side character and tells them, "I'm trans." It reminded me of that other kids show a long time ago where it was like a bull or something, like a baby cow, and it was saying that it was, you know, it wasn't identifying, you know, in the standard heterosexual way either. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that gender identity content being put into places like Netflix, and it's still a highly contested idea. Like there's a lot of parents that say, "Hey, we don't want that." Okay, here you go, Tammy. It's a highly, highly contested subject. We are. All right. And this show was just very forward about it. There's also people who are okay with it. So, but, you know, it sort of touches on a controversial subject. It's like imagine the core conversation of your children's cartoon was the subject of abortion. Right? That's another one where people are like 50-50 split. So I would wager if you made an episode about abortion, whether you were for abortion or against abortion, you would get some people say, "I'm not watching that," or "I'm going to boycott because they're pushing an ideology." So, you know, Netflix is going to have that blowback a little bit. I do think that people have the ability to just turn it off though too. You know, like you don't have to watch that. You can just watch some other thing. And then, you know, if that TV show gets bad ratings, then it won't get a new season. So I don't think that they have to boycott the platform. They can just, if you don't like it, you just don't turn that one on. Here we are. Ooh. Let's see. Instead of blaming each other, why can't JD or Trump just say, "Sorry, we're really screwed up the last 20 years. Let's fix it right. It's their fault." Yeah, I don't really know what you mean by that. Oh, you're saying the U.S. was really screwed up the last 20 years. Let's fix it right. Yeah, Trump is, he's a bully. He's 100% a bully. That is 100% his attitude. He actually made it super clear during Charlie Kirk's funeral when he said Charlie Kirk was a good person because he forgives his enemy. And then Trump said, "I don't do that. I hate my enemy." And I was like, wow. That's exactly his personality type, isn't it? That's exactly who he is. And so he's a certain type. He's just going to be, I don't know, he's like live by the sword, die by the sword type. I don't know. He's just going to be really rough, and all politics are going to be rough for a while until he's gone. That's my bet. So he's only going to do one term, in my opinion, and then he'll be on to probably J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance will probably be the next election, and I don't know who the Democrats will run. Probably Gavin Newsom. All right. Yeah, he is very jerkish. He's a jerkwad. There's no doubt about it. He's probably not going to become an angel tomorrow. So what do we got? Ooh, Anthony Haymeyer with Palafin. Beautiful. I got a cool one. Check this out, guys. Here's Tammy's Lugia. Beautiful Lugia here. I can see the issue with it. Look, the top to bottom centering's no good. See that? A little thicker on the top. So that is a proper 9, Miss Tammy. Good. And here is an Anthony Haymeyer Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, this is actually a signature right here from somebody who voiced Sonic in a Sonic product. I don't remember which one. So this is a beautiful Sonic 9. This card graded a high 9. It's very hard to grade these old vintage Sonics. So it got a nice 9 on it. The signature also got a 9. And it just looks really good. We priced this at $1,500. It did not sell. We might automatically lower it this time. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Greta Thunberg arrested by Israeli Navy on a Gaza flotilla LMAO. Yeah, I saw that too. That's like the second time though, isn't it? She's done that twice now. Here we are. All right, you ready? This sleeve is so beat up. I saw this AI meme where it was the Titanic and Greta Thunberg. She was at the front of the boat doing kind of like a you know, hold me Jack moment where the lady puts her arms out. I don't remember the line in that scene. What's that scene about? But, you know, the girl's at the front of the boat, the Titanic. Well, in the meme, Greta's doing that, except behind her, it's like a member of Hamas behind her. And it was it's a really strong meme. It was very strange. It felt so weird because it was, I feel like that's part of the issue is that you've got this horrible war going on, but there's always two sides to it, you know? And people try to paint it very strongly as one way or very strongly as another way. It's a two-sided war. And I think people taking hard stances on it, it ends up looking poor, you know? So we're going to go ahead and say 10.25. I think it's a religious war, personally. All right. The funny part is I'm not part of either of those religions, you know? All right. How dare you, king of the world? Is that what she said? I'm king of the world? I wanted to say queen of the world, but my brain told me that wasn't right. I'm king of the world, Jack. She didn't say I'm queen of the world. See, my brain told me that wasn't right. She must have said I'm king of the world. All right. Poker Lugia. The ace. Ready? Oh, it says there's not a PSA 9 for sale. Here's a PSA 10, though, for $300. Let's check sold. You know, I just don't see any 9s. Oh, here we go. On August 30th, this card sold for $125 as a BGS 9. That's probably too low of a price. That's probably too low of a price. So we're going to take that back. This was appropriately priced at 69 earlier. It is. That's a Cardconomist 9. That means I graded it myself. What we found wrong with the card was off-centering top to bottom. That turns it into a 9. So, Tammy, it was 69. I think we're going to turn it into a nice $80 card. This one's going up. Okay. Do you still have OP11 English? If it's not on the menu, I don't. Yeah, if it's not on the menu. Is it on the menu? Let me see. OP11. I can't even remember that set. Says English. Yeah, I don't see it on the menu, so we don't have it. Home Depot already tracks your vehicle plates. Really? What do you think of the UK expanding police facial recognition? Yeah, if you guys didn't know this, in the United States, the UK has much more advanced police operations where they put cameras everywhere, kind of like what China does. If you guys didn't know that about UK, we don't do that here. In the UK, they put up a lot of surveillance. So they have whole like police forces dedicated to just watching what happened and then, you know, trying to find out who the perpetrator is. So they really like cameras over there. And you're saying that now they're upgrading the cameras. Is that it? Is that right? They're saying, you know what, let's get an even better camera system going so that we can catch people. I mean, it won't stop people from doing crime where they cover their face, though, right? So if you cover your face really well, and you cover your whole body really carefully, because that's what you'll see. You'll see people completely clad in, you know, face-hiding technology and stuff. You'll see people trying to hide their identity. But yeah, they've got a lot of cameras in the UK, especially in the city, watching what you do. So that if you're naughty, they can try and find you. If you break into a place, if you riot, they can find you. They can actually find you and track you down. It's all recorded. All right, Mr. Haymeyer, let's lower this to 1,300 now. The price on this slab is more experimental. 69, you say? Now 80. So Palafin went down. He's cheaper. Lugia went up. He's more expensive. There's a confirmed BGS 9 sale at $125. Come on, $80 is a good price. That's a really good price. That's like $45 cheaper than that. That's 50% off, everybody. And then we have Sonic the Hedgehog 2 with a signature from Roger Craig Smith, voice of Sonics. Really special card to have up on the table, don't you think? That's some good stuff, man. We got some cool stuff. That's why you got to keep an eye on the Discord channels, guys, and see what we got for sale over there. It's good stuff. All right. But yeah, I suppose if I was living in the UK, it would feel a little creepy, you know, living on. It's sort of like where it's too futuristic and it's too authoritarian feeling. You know, like anywhere you go, you're not free. The government's watching, always watching, and so it is a bit of a creepy feeling. Not only does it make it feel like you have less freedom, and that you're living under the burden of the watchful eyes of the police officers, but it also feels like it could be easily abused, and it also makes you feel like you're amongst criminals. So you're like, why do you need such a good system? Well, because there's so much crime. And so it's not a great thing. We don't have anything like that where I live. Out here in Lake of the Ozarks, there's cameras virtually nowhere. In the public area, no cameras at all, nothing. And that's probably where many normal American, suburbias are like that too. They don't have tons of cameras. I mean, if you go to like a Walmart, maybe, but those will be just regular like CCTVs or whatever, but not like the actual police setting up super cameras, everywhere you go, super cameras with teams, police squads watching your every movement, recording you so that if a naughty thing happens, they can get you later. Yeah, we just don't have that. And I don't think living that way is very comfortable. And you have to trust your government so much. Like if you ever lose faith in your government, those cameras are like the enemy. It's crazy. You look at the camera like a tyrannical thing. So, and I think they're having that trouble in the UK right now. There's a lot of really competing ideas in your society now, so that you have very split politics, which is exactly what we have as well. There's extremely, opposed. I think the term's like diametrically opposed ideas, sort of like the kind of ideas you break up over. It's not like simple disagreements. It's like we can't agree. Your ideas are an existential crisis to my existence kind of ideas, right? Like that's where society's gone off to. And I suppose that's sort of part of what keeps the social conversation so fascinating is trying to tackle those ideas and be like, how do we reach an agreement on something? 30 for Palafin, 10 is a steal, says Bert. It won't last, Mert. Someone will snag it. He ships international, and you can store it for a year for free. Yes, when you buy stuff over here, you do not have to ship immediately. What we actually do is we put your name on it, and we don't ship it out until you order a round of shipping. We do that system so that you can save money combining slabs, combining packs you've opened. We're very good at international shipping. We're good at keeping your import fees down, and we're just very good at international shipping. We ship international all the time. They are trying to expand it. Apparently, it doesn't comply with European laws, and apparently they have also said some controversy over false IDs. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, the goal isn't to live in a society with perfect police cameras. That's just not a utopia. It's really like this weird post-apocalyptic, terrible thing. The goal is to live in a society where you virtually don't need cameras, right? That would be the goal. Like, I think if you go to Switzerland, to the wealthy areas in Switzerland, they're not setting up whole police crews to watch every person who walks by. But they're doing that over there. Okay. They're doing that over in the UK because they're having a problem with crime. And again, that's just a very uncomfortable thing. We have Mr. Athim, and he says, 1 Halo Upper Deck. Oh, yeah. Halo Upper Deck. You don't need cameras for surveillance. Everyone carries a surveillance device in their pockets. Well, that's true. But again, the police in the UK do use a heavy amount of high-quality cameras to do their policing these days. And I think it's very efficient, It's easier than sort of putting cops everywhere. You can just have them sit in a room and stare at cameras. And cameras, nowadays, I'm sure the cameras can be plugged up to like AI and stuff like that and be told or trained what to look for. So it's probably really advanced these days. And it could be the future of policing. Like policing could occur that way everywhere. Instead of having like cops on horses and stuff like that, nowadays you might just put cops in a room and they just stare at screens all day and wait for AI to alert them to something. There we go. Look at this. Weapon drop. Scatter shot. Wow, beautiful, man. What a great card. Do you guys see this? So this is the Upper Deck Halo cards. They have been a top seller for us. In fact, this Hardlight Master Chief comes from this set. Hardlight Master Chief is a thick plastic card Super cool. Thank you, Mr. Thim. I hear it's that way in New York. Cameras everywhere. Yeah, so it might be the future of policing for all densely urban cities. And we'll leave the past where you could once upon a time do a crime and potentially get away with it. And in the future, you cannot do a crime without a lot of videos of you existing, doing the crime in the hands of police already. You know, so like I said, is what you'll probably see is more people doing crime where they're dressed up like ninjas. And that way the cameras can't get them anymore, which means naturally the next step will be to ban face coverings. They'll say, you're not allowed to do that. If we see you with the face covering, we already know to pull you over. All right. Yeah, it's an interesting subject, surveillance, huh? We got those, did you guys get those traffic light cameras that would take a picture of your license plate if you were speeding? I got hit with one of those when I was younger. When I was like 18, I sped through a red light. Mind you, it was at 4 a.m. in the morning and there was nobody there. And it was going from yellow to red. So I just sped up and tried to get under it. But I was pushing it too far, and then it took my picture, and I was like, what was that? And then like a week later, I got like a $200 bill in the mail for breaking the law for passing through a red light. And then they got banned. Missouri banned them. Missouri banned those camera lights, those camera ticket machines. So they're not on any of our traffic lights anymore because people did not like that. It's just kind of an interesting argument. Like, what's your argument? Well, I don't want you to be able to see when I break the rules. That's the argument, isn't it? I think that's the main argument, even if no one wants to say that part out loud. It's basically, I don't want to have to pay a ticket for a law that I definitely broke. Ooh, Magikarp. Nice. Now, here's a nice one. Here's an Adam Pashuis Jirachi 10. Oh, that's nice, too. And here is a Jigglypuff Squirtle deck. This is a Miss Tammy card. All three of these are really nice. Bit of a weird card here, but any chance you have the Doduo 7 of Diamonds? I have had Doduos, poker Doduos. I don't think I have one now, but I've probably graded one in the past. They put one in a school zone near me and kept ticketing people during non-school hours. Camera didn't last long. Yeah, exactly. So people really want to break the rules and basically get away with it. Like, if there's no cop here, I should get away with it. And what's funny is the traffic light ticket cameras, they really actually enforce the rules. What you kind of learn is that everyone's breaking them constantly. Like, no one respects the actual rules. Like the speed limit, what's that, a suggestion? You know, so people do not respect those rules at all. All right, so the cheapest Magikarp is actually $140, but that is a Magikarp red. He has the more rare Magikarp yellow. But here are my thoughts. Notably, the yellow deck, even though it does well, red deck has been kind of the price leader, probably because it has Charizard on the back. So 140 versus 150 is a $50 gap. That's a pretty large gap. I say we change the price on this card to get closer to the cheapest buy it now for the red card. So there we go. We're going to lower this a little bit. Okay. Oh, and maybe we better check the sold as well in case a yellow one did sell. Wow, this music sounds like Christmas music. Greenback, blueback. All right, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and remove this. No yellows have sold. So 140. Let's make ours 160. So we have the more rare yellow deck. It's going to be 160. It's a bit of a better price now. $10.25. Wow, that music really sounded like Christmas music. It's so interesting. 5 a.m. already. Wow. And that has to be because we started late. Crazy how that is. So Jirachi 10. This is a really cool card coming out of EX Deoxys. Now, it doesn't have the reverse stamp, though. People really like that stamp, the reverse stamp. But let's go ahead and try and find a price on this. CGC 10 Jirachi Deoxys. Well, there is not one for sale. What we can find is a Hidden Legends 10 Jirachi for just $190. Oof. I would say Hidden Legends isn't as special as the Deoxys collection. However, without the reverse hollow stamp, they do look kind of similar to each other. PSA 10, Deoxys. All right, so but here's the other interesting thing. A PSA 10 of this same card goes for 2.5 thousand. So yeah, I don't know, but that's just for what's for sale. Let's check sold. No last sold data on this card. That's a really tricky one. I actually think we'll just leave it at 700 for now. That might be too high, or maybe it's the correct price. I don't know. It depends on how you see it. Because again, there is a PSA 10 version of this card for 2.5. So that's 700. What is that, about 1/4 of the price? That seems fair. That's kind of how CGC cards are, right? CGC cards are typically like maybe 1/3 the price. Cartman's mom is a PSA 9 and it has not sold. Here it is, Cartman having tea with all of his friends. We're going to slightly lower this to 45 to try and entice people into picking up this cute card. It is a PSA 9 though. I think it's harder to sell these days non-Pokemon cards because Pokemon's doing so well that people are not, you know, they're really looking to pick up their next Pokemon card. They're saying, hey, Pokemon's on fire and I want Pokemon. I don't want anything else. Bro, what is that thumbnail? Just bragging a little bit. Oh, yeah, I'm bragging a little bit. It's true. I like these Charizards. Check this out. Here they are. The Crystal Charizard. Beautiful, right? 3, 4, 5. All 10s. We were doing the math. Let's say they were $15,000 a piece these days. That's a guess. I don't know if they're really worth that much. But let's say they were, and we had 5 of them. That'd be 75,000 right there. Isn't that crazy? For little pieces of cardboard. Now there is a last sold for 8,000, but that was back in like April or I don't remember. It was like April or something. So times 5, so that would be at least 40, even if you're going after the last sold, which was a while back. But the cheapest one for sale on eBay, I hear, is pretty expensive. But I don't think until that one sells, we have like a real way to measure how good these are. I think one would have to go into auction. But I bet you if it went into auction, it would probably go for like, I bet you it goes for like 10K in auction. There we go. Are any of these for sale? These are some of my favorite ones. He don't sell the good. These Charizards, if I had a 6th one, Mr. CS-Man, I would consider selling it, yeah. But I have just 5 of them, which is just enough to fill the table up for the thumbnail. So if I had 6 of these, I would definitely consider selling you one. We could work out a price. I got other cool cards too that I use for the thumbnail, like this. I like to bring these out to just kind of show off that CGC 10s are, you know, very nice. And then I like to show off, what else do we have here? Here's some Umbreons. We could do a round of Delta Species Umbreons. Oh, that's where my Charizard, Legendary Charizards are. So we could do 3 of these PSA 10 Legendary Charizards. Those are fun. Those have done pretty well. I think one of them sold for like $35,000 in the month of September. Here's my Nidokings. Got a Japanese one, the Dragonites. Those Rocket Return Dragonites. Oh, I have a Poker Charizard round. I'm going to put these at the top. I want to use those soon. What's the pop on those 5 Zards? So those Crystal Guardians Charizards are surprisingly extremely rare. They're only pop 52. Population 52. And I own 5 of them, so that's like 10%. Which means really there's only about 47 of them out there. Because 5 of them are right here. All right. Very nice. Place that there. Let's grab this. Okay. Very good. When I bought those cards, they weren't that expensive, but they're expensive now. Isn't that interesting? Sue, oops. Let's jump back here. Come on now. My music stopped. I think we're about ready to wrap up. It's 5:08. And there's no new orders coming in. It's pretty late at night. So I think we're probably about ready. He's the scalper. Can you consider me slabbing away just 1 slab from your personal collection? Yeah, probably, but I would have to find something that I'm ready to let go of. Like, for example, those 2 Charizards, or those 5 Charizards. I'd like to hold those. But sometimes there's stuff in my collection where it's like, I could probably give it up. You know what I mean? And I would probably have to go through it all and pick something, you know? It would have to be something I own multiples of so that I don't have to buy it back, or just something I'm tired of looking at. I don't know. But like those Charizards, I got 5 of them. I got to stay right at 5. 5's just the right number for this table because I can fit 5 of them right in this window. Let me slap away that Espeon. There's an Espeon? Did we find an Espeon? Oh, you're talking about Dark Espeon. Yeah, those, I'm not the biggest Espeon fan. I'm more of an Umbreon fan. I just think it's a good-looking Espeon. So one day those will be for sale, the Dark Espeons. Excuse me. All right, guys, I had a really nice time with you all. Thank you so much, especially Hathim, who kept the stream running for a while. Thank you so much, Mr. Hathim. And Tammy, she actually went really deep, too. Tammy did multiple rounds of 10 Crown Zenith, and you got some really good pulls out of there, too, so I was happy to see that. I'm ready to hop off for the night, and I'll be back on for the Thursday stream. Hopefully a little busier on Thursday, but you never know. You only need 3 now for vertical. Oh, yeah? Well, I mean, when I'm making a thumbnail, I need 5, though. I sent in a ZELLE order. Oh, hold on, guys. We better take care of this ZELLE order. Joshua Ramos, 1 raw shuffle, 2 Chinese gem. All right, let's go grab those 2 Chinese gem packs. Okay, 2 of these. Why did that music stop? All right. And then let's grab these raw shuffles. So take a look at that. Pretty neat. So just like before, we grab a chunk. It gets rotated to the back. We grab another chunk. And then we go 1, 2, 3. And this one would be yours then. Let's see what you pulled. Ready? Oh, Journey Together Reshiram. That's not bad. And a little Wiggler. And some other simple cards. Cool. That's not bad. All right. We'll just put this back over here now. And now this is an empty pack, so this has to go somewhere too. This can go like back here, I suppose, to be remade at some point. Okay. Ugh. Now here are your Gem 2s. Sneep. All right, we got some Sneeps. Tossing that away. Flareon. Look at that Flareon. And Flareon, but twice. So much Flareon. Thank you so much. Joshua Ramos. All right, let's jump up here. Let's see. You're going to be in here. Wow, I really like this music style. They took the Zelda music and ran it through one of those AI music changers. And it sounds a little bit like Charlie Brown music now. There it goes. All right. Did you see that Telegram's founder is accusing the French intelligence of Telegram censorship? Wow, that's a big deal too, man. Yeah, it's the government's involvement in social media platforms. It's very interesting, with both sides trying to take control and be able to you know, basically hinder speech. Here's Mr. Thim. He says he'll take 2 of those Chinese gems as well. Why not? 2 more Chinese gem. All right. Why not? Snip that. Cool. All right. We have, Miss Sylveon. Oops. And Miss Sylveon. Double Sylveon. Very good. And your box is over here. All right. Pop this in here. Perfect. Thanks for that ZELLE order. I really like ZELLE, by the way. ZELLE is the best payment method. You know why? Because there's no fees. Love that. That's awesome. Mr. Nicholas Magno, he's a new guy. He was making some orders today, and he used ZELLE on those orders. I was happy to see that. Well, guys, I think I am done for the night now. We've been live for just a little over 2 hours. Short stream. We started late tonight. Also, you can just kind of tell it's a slower week. tonight's a slower night. It's been a slower week. Maybe it will pick up tomorrow for the Thursday daytime stream. I can't wait to find out. We'll be working on, well, I think the main thing right now is we're working on slab repricing. So if you remember any of the slabs from the past being any good, but the price being too high, maybe the price falls as we go through them, or it goes up either way. But we're going to be working on price changes and updating the streams, the Discord server channels for slabaways and all that stuff, and it should be fun. Zelle from the rooftop, for real, for real. Maybe Macron heard something about his hubby on Moldovan Telegram and got mad. Man, you know, that whole theory that Brigitte or whatever, Brigitte, his wife, is a man, that was all kind of pushed by Candace Owens. I have lost so much respect for Candace Owens over time. Like, she went from like maybe like a fierce debater / conservative woman, and she's a minority, she's a woman of color. She's gone from that to weird Alex Jones conspiracy pusher, and I just can't do it anymore. All I can think is that she wasn't getting very good views, and she found out conspiracy gives you all the views. But man, that stuff's no way, dude. She's gonna get sued to death too, by the way, with this whole I guess they're actually willing to prove that the French president's wife is female, and they're doing a defamation lawsuit over that. And I think she's gonna get cooked, man, because, you know, for all the teasing and all of the fun conspiracy, the most likely explanation is that his wife is a woman, and she's just an older woman who maybe groomed him a little bit. But in all likelihood, she's just a regular woman, and you know, the lawsuit's gonna, I don't know, who knows how it ends. Who knows how it ends? Because if you're actually able to politically damage somebody, like severely politically damage them by making a bizarre claim like, well, your wife's actually a man, he's your husband, and that's actually affecting your numbers, that's gonna be, there's got to be some sort of repercussion for the lie if it's not true, right? And the fact that she's willing to come forward and give out information tells you everything right there. So you're about to find out, you know, like, it's definitely not the case that she's a man or whatever. All right, everyone's heard about it now. Yeah, it's very fascinating. I'm hopping off, guys. Great conversations. I'll see you tomorrow for the Thursday daytime stream. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice night.